Hello. I'm alone again, so you get to deal with me. Oh, except I gotta close the door so I don't wake up the kids. What's up? So, Coach, as usual, is nowhere to be found. I don't know where Stu's is. Uncle Mark is rebooting his computer. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Anybody? Yeah. So yeah, you got me. And I just got home from one of those work events that you gotta schmooze with the higher ups. That was fun, ish. But what I am doing is I gotta fix cryodeck stuff. Evidently, if you're running an event that doesn't use a score, like a player score, it just everything fails. I screwed something up. Basically, the is complete function just super doesn't work. So come down here. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some.
Oh, there we go. We actually have somebody.
Did you start?
Yes! 9:30, we start this shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is what you get for golfing.
Yeah. Dude, I had a shitty game today. Shitty game today.
Good.
I mean, I still won, but it was not good.
Sounds like my X-Wing career.
All right. YouTube. Chat. Muted. Pop out. Does it not feel like it's been fucking ever since we've done this podcast?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Oh man,
I do feel like it's been so fucking forever.
It has been a week. I'm just gonna say that it has been a fucking week.
I mean, I actually got to play some X-Wing this weekend. That was awesome.
What?
Yeah.
You lucky bastard.
We had the charity tournament.
Oh, with the dollar rerolls. I saw that. Dollar bill, y'all.
And how much money does it take to crush a whole bunch of locals? $30. I played. Well, I'll leave it for the podcast. I'm sure I'll remember to mention that later. No, I won't. Whatever. I played Ryan on Topsky's list, and wow, that thing is fucking obnoxious.
Really?
It's even more obnoxious when you don't have to worry about anything, because you've got $80 just sitting there to make sure that everything hits and your opponent rolls all blanks. So I managed to lose half of the bomber over the entire course of the tournament.
That was it?
That was it. Turns out when you bring bombs and have harpoons and guidance chips, you don't need that many rerolls.
Oh my god!
And I faced a list with Fenrau and M3A and Bosk. So I crushed the two little things and just cleaned up Bosk. And then I faced 3 strikers and a gunboat, which I just laughed at and won. Because when you have R3A2 that triggers after a maneuver, that's really easy to trigger on strikers that have to do a 1 maneuver before they do anything.
Oh my god. That's super bad.
And then my last one was a Jump Master, Thweek, and Fen. And man, aces just hate that list. Like it just crushes them. They don't even have a chance. So yeah, it is like it's been a long time since I flew a list that I sat down across from things and just went, "Oh, cool. By how much am I going to win by?" And like I looked at the entire field of the tournament and felt that way. There were two lists in total that made me go, this might be interesting. And it was a triple defender list that probably really wouldn't have been interesting, and 100 Point Miranda, which neither of them were flown by the best players. So, my worries were nothing. I was going to crush them. So, but I still sat down with my giant wad of money, and I was like, "This is for charity. Let's see what we can do." So I ended up only spending $30, and walking up to the store owner and saying, "I didn't need this," and handing her a wad of $50 bills. So that always.
You guys still like made some pretty good bank, didn't you?
Yeah, we made $700 for the family, just out of re-rolls and entrance fees and stuff, and then the store gave, I think, 20 or 25% of all Star Wars sales that day, to the family, which they're still working on getting that chunk in. So we're expecting a little over $1,000. So awesome. And that was for that was for the family of one of our players that that committed suicide. So yeah, super sucks for that family. He had one really young kid, like 2 years old, and then two kids that were hers from a previous relationship. So we're glad we could do something for them. Hopefully it helps out, pay bills and whatnot.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've got something in the works for kind of a big telethon kind of a thing, but
I am not engaging in a
we'll see how that goes.
Don't ask me.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed in.
Thank God.
You're not famous enough. You're not famous enough.
I'm not famous enough?
Oh. No, you're not famous enough.
That's it. I'm going to go get my Monopoly money.
Famous. Oh my God. Jesus, Michael. Why did you do that to us all?
Motherfucker.
And the problem is he spammed it to everywhere.
Everything. Right? I want to know what pissed him off to do that. It's like, holy shit.
I don't think the timeout did it justice. I think he just
I had to take myself and go calm down for a little bit. It's I get what he's saying. We're all just the same players of a game, and in the end, it really doesn't matter. One day, X-Wing is going to be dead, and none of what we do here will matter. But I mean, there's so much more to it that you can get these things out of just being a casual player, but the things I've gotten from the things that I've done has been life-changing.
Yeah.
I mean, even Dion was saying it at the Goldies that before X-Wing, he was an introvert. He didn't really do much outside of core friends and whatnot. And
see, that's where I thought we're losing that one. But
yeah, now that he's into all the stuff that he does, I mean, he's it's changed his life.
Who are you talking about?
Dion.
Oh, I thought we were talking about you.
I don't know. I mean, the same thing can go for me. I mean, I was
when he said introvert, I was like, oh fuck, Chico lost. Because I think I only know you after you becoming an extrovert. So,
well, a lot of people do, because I really went from being an introvert to an extrovert during college when I joined the fraternity, and
that helps.
Yeah. So that turned me into, much more of a crazy person.
Who
But
is
yeah,
this?
college I was super introverted.
So first of all, yes, Minox Squadron, old school. It's better than a golf shirt my fucking TaylorMade hat because I watched the last couple episodes. I'm like, oh man, I really need to stop at home before I come straight from golf. Just change it up a little bit. So shut up, Bernie. Dude, my collection is ridiculously big. I finally pulled all the shirts out. I'm gonna take a picture one of these days.
Oh, just like X-Wing t-shirts?
Yeah, it's bonkers crazy. Like,
Hey, you've got like fucking more than I do.
I have a lot. I have a lot.
All those years I was on Nova Squadron, I have no Nova Squadron shirt.
I bet I get an Over Squadron shirt before you do.
Oh, fuck.
OCX bounty. No, I got like in the last couple of weeks. I got Millennium Condor. I got Onyx. I got
Jesus.
who was the other one that I picked up? Yeah, I got shirts from fucking everywhere, man. It's crazy. This is free
none of
advertising.
that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters. It's just Monopoly money.
It's just
your shirts don't matter. They won't keep you warm at night. They won't keep you warm at night. Monopoly money doesn't keep you warm at night.
This is usually my jammy shirt, though. I'm not gonna lie. I like to be close to Ryan and D. Mark, say something so we know you're here.
I had to send them messages and give them hell today because they were arguing about a rule that they didn't know on the podcast. So, for those who didn't know, if you have Ray shooting a range 3 shot out of arc, but in arc you can get the target at range 4, you can still get her ability. It's ridiculous.
No.
Yes. Firing arcs go all the way across the board.
All the way. So Sunterfell's arc works all the way through.
The new one?
Yeah.
That is what we are currently assuming.
All right. Well, we'll shelve that for
that seems ridiculous.
Time,
so that would surprise me. But I mean, that's what we're assuming, I guess.
Fuck is Kyle? There goes Mark. Where's Kyle? What the fuck?
I don't know. Where are any of you at 9:30?
8:30.
It's 9:30 for me. This is why I want to get this shit started, because I have to.
We started. I mean, we're really the only ones that people come to watch, huh? Fuck you, Kyle.
I don't know. We're only at 16 listeners right now. Once Kyle shows up, I bet it goes up.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that. If Kyle shows up and we bump up to like 25, I'm gonna be like, no, no, it's not true. Don't tell me it's true.
That's not true. That's impossible.
We always thought it was.
Oh,
me? They were. Oh, did I phase out there for a second?
For a second.
For a second.
Hey, what games use points? What games use points? Armada, Rune Wars, X-Wing. LCG doesn't. Imperial Assault doesn't. L5R doesn't. Destiny doesn't.
So they have to come up with a whole new tome. Like, tome is out, right?
I don't fucking know.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, how you doing?
Better now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Although currently I'm without a beer, so I'm going to go get one.
Hornet Squadron was good.
Yeah.
I heard.
And they had Ryan on.
Wasn't very favorable to me.
Well, we just said punishment would ensue.
And apparently the punishment, even though I think I've pretty much given my penance, I feel like I have a whole new punishment coming up on a 3.5-hour Hornet Squadron radio episode.
Well, I have no idea about that, but good luck. And I was invited back, so. But I noticed they had Ryan on Topsky there too, in case my computer crapped out.
It's just real concerns. Let's be honest.
I don't remember myself being, welcomed back. But that's because I probably don't remember the last half of the episode anyway. So,
well, apparently I have a fan.
Fatty's in the chat. Whoa. Ryan, how come your name is HSR Ledford and not Fatty anymore? That's what I want to know. This is blasphemy. Dude, did you guys see that fucking goddamn thing Patrick posted on the Facebook page?
I think so.
With me in my head, my hands the whole damn time?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I did see that.
I did not see this.
Oh!
On the OCX radio one?
OCX. Go to the OCX Facebook page.
I have to scroll past our couch alt art.
Yeah, you got to scroll past a couple of things.
The Zuckus buck.
It's a compilation of Coach's face and palm.
He literally went and found.
Oh, really? It's a video?
Yes.
It's a fucking long ass video.
Well, he's had a lot to work with.
While I go get a beer, you can enjoy watching that.
What the hell? That's my episode. That's me. Just the fucking Hamburglar over there. Oh my god. All right, I'll have to watch this later with sound because that's glorious. Hey, anybody who's fans of the Tampa Bay Lightning, go fuck yourself. Oh, they all can't rebuttal. There we go. There's your monopoly money, motherfuckers. I can say mean things and can't get yelled back at over audio. Take that. Where's your monopoly money now? I'm never letting that one go. Oh, back to fixing this thing.
I'm back with a beer.
Oh, I was all alone right then? That's why all my rants were not rebutted.
Sorry, I should have given you a heads up. Okay.
I'm scrambling to fix Cryodecks.
Why
for a whopping 27 days, evidently, for anything but X-Wing, it's been worse than Tome. Oh, Ryan Burney missed out on the Monopoly money joke. Here, I'll get you there. Let's go to Google Hangouts so I can see. I can't see what I'm doing because I'm going to turn this thing around. So see if you can see that. I'll have to wait like 20 seconds for it to pop up on the side. Maybe I got to peer down. Yeah. So it says being famous in X-Wing is like being rich in Monopoly. It's not real, so calm down. So there. Is it coming through? There we go. Yeah. Okay, I can bring it back. So there. So yeah, I mean, like I get it. Like, it's not significant what, being X-Wing famous, does anything for me. And I never set out to do this thing to be X-Wing famous, but I mean, it's come with some perks. So, screw you and your Monopoly money, because I have gotten perks. Because, I mean, you do stuff and you get stuff. I mean, I've gotten like 6 free vacations because of it. I mean, that's just judging. But I kind of got into judging because I did a whole lot of like battle reports and stuff like that, and got in with people, and it took me places. I'm happy with that. And this computer I'm on right here, yeah, paid for by the community. So thank you all. You
Tyler
guys were
takes
awesome
me
and helped me out.
places.
Yeah, Tyler takes you places. Well, now
Yes.
you're on here. You can be X-Wing famous on your own.
What is X-Wing famous?
I am sort of. I think.
Clearly, it's nothing, Coach. It's nothing.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that too. Figment of our own imaginations.
Yeah, whatever.
Legends in our own mind.
I'm okay with that.
I'm definitely okay with that. Well, we're gonna start with a Kyle, which is super fucking weird.
Kyle
he's right
his
here.
picture's there. He's
So
just
we're
not
gonna
doing
start
anything.
the show without Kyle, right?
Say something, Kyle. There you go.
So has anyone heard from Kyle?
Who's Kyle?
I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know. Mark, you sound remarkably younger than you normally do.
That's right. It's Wednesday, isn't
I don't know.
it?
Wow.
Did you go play Dr. Feelgood? Now do you feel better?
I played some stuff, but it wasn't Dr. Feelgood.
Oh man.
I know. That's a good song. I was stuck in that era of music all day, so I needed something a little bit different. So I listened to the theme song to the new Cobra Kai series, and that perked me right up.
Jeez. just get your phone and go on Amazon Music and just say Joe Satriani anything.
Joe Satriani.
It'll
I
pick
feel like
it
that's
right
crap.
The summer song.
It's good. Tyler took me to see him in Chicago for my birthday about 4 years ago, and the guy played for 2 hours and 20 minutes straight with no break.
Now that's a champion.
He's a tremendous. He's taught a lot of the major league guitar players out there right now, like from Dream Theater and
Who needs?
Steve Vai and those kind of guys.
Yeah. Who needs conditioning when you have heroin and cocaine?
Right?
I would color me confused.
Most of the rock stars are running on like a whole drug induced like super.
These
Nova.
these guys are too old to do that now. It used to be better living through chemistry. Now they're just trying to keep their hearts running.
I feel like that should be our motto.
Better living through chemistry.
Just trying to keep our livers running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boys.
God, Kyle's yawning already.
Yeah, I know. The possibility of me falling asleep on this episode is supremely high.
Like
Awesome.
it's any different on any other episode?
Well, I'm fighting it right now, so that's
Oh,
different
alright.
than normal.
Well, we have no show notes.
Yeah, we
we're
do. We have
basically
plenty of
going-
show notes. Just look at the pictures of all the crap that came out for 2.0.
That's true. All right. Audacity, because we're going to Audacity again. Sorry, boys.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it sounds like Zencaster is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, we want our money back.
Not gonna lie, I bet none of you have gotten the down low from Dion on how to make it work. He says he's figured it out. I just need
not?
to ask him.
Well, that's not supposed to be sent to me. That's the last person that needs to be sent to. I have hit record on my Audacity, and I have waves. Man, it's felt.
Wow, my output's like super bad on my mic. No wonder he's probably getting feedback.
What?
I have waves as well.
Oh, just a second. Let me start it.
Scooby Dooby Doo. Yada
Strangers in the night, they come
What?
together all of the time.
Yes,
or
they can hear
maybe
you.
never.
It's Let's Go Romance.
Heather! Heather! I want Heather!
Coach wants to say
I
hi.
want my Heather. I haven't seen Heather in so long.
All right, I'm gonna figure out this microphone thing. Hold on. I know right now it's blowing up the recording.
Let's see if I yelled really loud. No, I'm not really hitting keys, so I'm good.
My microphone is about at 79. What should I take it down to?
I want my Heather.
There we go.
Okay, I'm working.
Yeah,
I want
I'm
my-
figuring out how to do this now.
What do you have your microphone set to, Sloot?
Right now I'm just kind of messing around with it on the Audacity. I'm making
Yeah,
noises.
I'm looking at, I'm at 0.79.
0.79. Right now I'm at like 18 or 15. I don't know if that's good or not, but it's not showing like super red fiery colors.
Hey, what are we trying to figure out?
Super red, fiery
red.
colors.
Yeah,
Up
like
on
if you look at Zencaster and you start talking, you can see that the more you talk and the higher you talk, that the colors change to like yellow and then orange and then red.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that when Montana gets that, it's going to be like super explosively loud if that is like constantly red like it was when I first started it.
Red.
I tell you
I don't
what,
see any red.
Oh, there's where it gets yellow.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I turned
Cover
it
yours
down
for a
some.
second. Ah! Okay. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that goes up to red.
hello.
Mark, I don't think you have a problem. All right,
I
everybody up for some
I have a problem.
snaps. Can we do some snaps?
Now
Ready?
I'm down pretty low, but that's odd. Okay.
That's-
Anyway,
Yeah, mine when I'm talking normally like this pushes around like where it's converting from, double digits to single digits.
So when I'm talking, I'm usually at a 3.
when I'm
Really?
talking, I'm
Well,
at
those are negatives, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sitting right around like 9, between like 9 and 6. Well, -9, -6.
what? Hello. Now see, the higher I come up on my mic volume, my plus or minus, the lower my numbers are, as far as double digits.
Yeah, because those are negatives.
So I should bring it down to about 2
You
and a half.
should not bring yours down at all.
Do do do.
Do do do.
Yeah, as long as you're not peaking like yellow, orange, red, you should be
No.
fine.
Do do do.
I am if I really speak up.
Well,
Or
then
Sloot
you don't have
singing
a
in the
problem.
background.
Do do do.
Snaps! Snaps! We're doing fucking snaps.
All right.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Success.
Yay for us. Yay
gonna
for the chat, because they haven't had to hear that for a while. So fuck off, Staniszewski. We
They
did
should be
it on our
thrilled.
own. Just kidding. Love you, buddy. Pounding your pud there a little bit, or?
Oh, I was just getting a song stuck in my head.
That's a good idea.
Great.
That's a great idea. All right. Okay. Ready, set. Oh, my neck just cracked. Go. Good morning, X-Wing. Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rocket from the Delta Pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio Podcast, coming to you live from downtown Orange City, Iowa. My name is Aaron, the Coach Crawl. Joining me today, also Chico. That didn't sound right. Let's just join me today, also Chris Chico Brown.
Hell yeah. And I'm here just rolling like Scrooge McDuck in all my Monopoly money. How are you guys tonight?
Pretty. I mean, right there, right? Like we're just on the lower echelons of your McDuck.
Of your McDuck.
We're just catching the return money from your surfing while you're doing up there.
I have this mental image of him dialing into his pile of Monopoly money.
That sweet.
Except in a game of Monopoly, there's really not that many dollar bills. You're gonna hurt yourself quick.
It's a duck blur.
DuckTales. Woo! There. Now you can all have that stuck in your fucking head for the rest of the episode. Joining us again, the sweet, sweet vocal tones of Uncle Mark Tippett.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight? I'm here in Lewiston, Illinois, and since I said 5 words last week, I have a few more to say this week.
No, you're cut the fuck off.
No, you are.
You were literally like 3/4 of the episode before the last episode.
And you tried to shut me up then.
I did not. I totally let you go on that one. It was all you, buddy. And bring up
Sounds
the
like
rear.
it was our best episode.
Oh man, that's so sad. Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe not. Really?
My fan liked it.
Swallow, then retort. Yes. I'm so glad you're one fan. Wow, that was awesome. And bringing up the rear, as always, everyone's favorite Kyle, the Sloot Snooze.
Here to fall asleep for your viewing pleasure.
Yes, he is. We're going to have Kyle for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then he is going to fall his ass asleep in his... Did you change chairs on us?
Nope, it's the same lazy boy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, when you prop up fucking sideways and your head goes off camera, we know that you are definitely asleep. Holy shit, boys. Guess what happened? It's 2.0 X-Wing. Yeah! Wowzers!
Sure.
So, yeah, this has happened for a while, and everyone else has touched on the basis of it. But, you know, we've been busy. We've had shit going on. We've had a lot of big things happening, and we just haven't quite gotten into it. But this is what this episode is all about, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2.0, yeah!
I've started working on a song. Like, now, well, maybe it was just me getting like excited at home or at work because I was bored, but I started doing the SpongeBob SquarePants song in my head.
Are we gonna,
it was stuck there, getting excited.
Are we getting a debut on this episode, or are we gonna?
I mean, like it's super stupid, and it was just me bored at work. But I was just sitting there at work scrolling through 2.0 stuff. And I'm sitting there going, who's getting ready for 2.0? This guy right here.
Okay. Now, seriously, question right now.
That was pretty damn good.
Is it 20 seconds long? But because we need to send Millennium Condor a commercial for their podcast, for our podcast, and he told me that songs are allowed because it's us.
Should I do fake French?
No, you should not do fake French. But I can't stop you.
Bon.
Do we know any French songs?
No. I've already done that one, man.
You've already done that like a couple times. That's okay. We don't need to come up with it now. That's a perfect opportunity for commercial break. So what we are going to do right now is, first of all, let's just talk about what happened last week, because it was kind of awesome. And that was FFG, Frank, Alex, and Max debuted pretty much the entire, or not the entire, but a hell of a lot of information.
But they, like, I will give it to them. They went through a lot of stuff that I think people wanted to see. Now, I think we all wanted them to go through fucking everything, but we didn't get that. But what we did get was like a lot of stuff that people had questions about. Is like, how good is Miranda gonna be? turns out trash. But so they went through a lot of stuff that everybody was like super curious about, and was like, how's this one and this one and this one, and they went through a lot of like their favorites and a lot of meta stuff, and then they went through like they were taking requests from the chat, which I don't know how they just pulled out of there, because as soon as they mentioned, hey, we're going to take requests, I mean, the thing just got fucking flooded with Fel's Wrath. Show me Fel's Wrath.
Conveniently, during the scum and villainy section, that's where I'm like, oh, what do you guys want to see? We're like, fuck you, go back to the Empire. But they're like, nope, that pile of cards is gone.
I was hoping they would have fixed my B-Wing.
They did. They
I'm
super
pretty sure
fixed
they
your
did,
B-Wing.
Mark. I'm pretty sure they did.
They gave it 5 hull and 3 shields instead of
Nah,
5.
They gave it 4 hull and 4 shields.
Let's talk about the exciting part. Let me scroll down so I know I'm not just talking out my ass on this thing.
I like it when you talk out your ass. Do it like Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to ask
Did they
you
really
a few
do
questions.
that? Damn it, Ezra.
They really did the one Talon roll on the B-Wing.
Yeah, the one Talon roll. I mean, there's a whole crap ton of red maneuvers, but
and it was hard.
A lot of super awesome red maneuvers. They took one of the shields away and made it a hull. So that kind of sucks.
No,
but
why?
The dial is significantly better. Those one Talon rolls, like you can't just block the 2K turn anymore. Like one Talon rolls are pretty impressive.
I want to butt in here a second, since we're knee deep into it. They pretty much reduced every shield. Like if they didn't absolutely need it,
unless you're a TIE Defender.
Unless you're a TIE Defender, which we'll get to that, which I don't fucking understand. But shit's gonna blow up a lot fucking faster in 2.0, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be.
I don't know about that. I mean, there's we're going back to the days of like Wave 2 and 3.
Yeah, you're not going to have hyper. Sorry.
Yeah, we've only got like what 2 ships in total that have a 4-die attack, and maybe some ordnance that do.
Yeah.
But
what's the other one?
Huh?
What's the other 4-ship attack? It's Dash or it's the YT-2400 and.
Yeah. And
the Ghost.
Yeah, I assume the Ghost was.
Go fucking Rebels.
Yeah.
What? Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just scroll past it.
Or the fucking Phantom, the TIE Phantoms now have a 3 attack dice.
Yeah, TIE Phantom got a whole bunch of nerfing. But frankly, I think it's going to bring it more in line with them being able to make it a ship that you can see more often, because it was just one that they just had to like have being super dodgy and then blowing crap up like big time. And
hey Chico, where are you getting your information from?
Okay, so I am pulling from Minox Squadron. They have a pinned post of all of the pictures for the 2nd edition conversion kits. And then I also have on Reddit, I'm still trying to get this one open, but they have they've got a big thing of 2nd edition info.
That's the one where the guy compiled all the stuff together.
Yeah, and it's in a Google Docs, which there's 49 people looking at right now, evidently.
Link that bitch to the OCX radio.
It's 121 pages.
What?
Yeah, 121 pages of stuff that people have compiled. There's chunks of Math Wing. There's pictures of every freaking card people were able to get their hands on at Worlds. Every picture from everything on the stream.
That's
and
ridiculous.
Like bullet points of everything that was discussed. Like, it is incredibly impressive. They have a huge table of contents for it. So really impressive thing that's put together there.
Get back to work, nerds.
Okay, so one question for you, because I didn't really think about it till now, is the changing of the firing arc on the turreted ships. Is that the arrow that goes in a circle around the triangle?
Now, the
Wait, what?
firing arc is interesting because some ships have a primary firing arc
No, hey,
and also
Coach, shut up. Kyle, what'd you ask?
Okay, so on the Hawk 290, one of its actions is an arrow that goes like this, and there's a triangle in the center
Yeah,
of it.
that's rotate arc.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I was asking.
Proceed, Coach.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a multitude of different things that, like, some people have a primary firing arc, but they also have a rotating arc. Some people have the bow tie. Some people have
Wait,
just
which one has
single.
primary and turret? You said primary and
Asajj. Asajj has a primary and a rotating arc.
turret. Okay.
It's 2 fucking attack dice. Thanks, FFG. But whatever. There's a couple of ships out there that you really have to pay attention to the card because they have a forward firing arc. It's just like Boba Fett or the fire spray. They have a forward and a rear number. But there are some cards out there that have a regular primary attack, but then they also have a rotating arc symbol. But what's interesting is that I've noticed that some of like for Han, for instance, he has the symbol that has the rotating arc, but he has a bow tie arc.
For who?
For like Han or
For
the
Han?
YT-1300.
You're rotating which way you have the bow tie. Do you want it horizontal or vertical? Yeah.
But the symbol is the same as some people who only have a singular rotating arc.
No, it's not.
It has the doubles?
Yeah. So if you look on like I'm looking at the Wild Space Fringer right now, and it says 4-die primary, and it's got the little bow tie. It's got 2 pointers going out each direction. Whereas if I scroll up to something else, of course I'm not going to find one now.
So
they've got the single pointer.
You brought up an interesting point, and I would like to bring it up because a lot of people are questioning this. Dash Rendar and the Luke Skywalker Gunner Crew card are a lot of people got it worried that it's going to be a fucking super broken thing because I believe Luke Skywalker says that you can spend a force point to change your arc, right?
I haven't found Luke yet.
Well, that's what the Polish translation says is my knowledge as of now.
Oh, okay.
The problem is force points are immune to stress. I do know that as a fact. Even if you're stressed, you can spend a force point to do something as an action, and that overrides you being stressed.
Right.
So a lot of people are going, well, number 1, Dash is a higher pilot skill than we probably thought he would be. He's a 5 in 2.0, which is pretty high.
Well, you got to take in consideration the fact that if you know anything about Dash Rendar, he was a pretty damn good pilot.
He was a pretty good pilot. I'm not going to knock him for that, but I'm just saying if you start adding the things up, so if you start adding he's immune to obstacles, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. That was kind of his thing, and I want that to be in 2.0. That was Dash's deal. Then you add a 4-dice primary turret.
4 dice primary, 2 90-degree angles in opposite directions.
I was surprised that they did. But, at the same time, what else would you have taken on? You always took the heavy laser cannon, so, okay, I could see that, right? They didn't really nerf, like, Dash 2.0 is kind of better than Dash 1.0.
No,
right?
it is so much worse.
For dice throwing ability, it's not.
Well, for dice throwing ability, but you know damn well the power of dash came from being able to fly and being
Right.
able to barrel roll and boost. Like a lot of times people took engine upgrade, but now your barrel roll is stressing you unless you take expert handling, and you have no boost. So it's going to be a lot harder to get away from things. And only
the
when
barrel
you
roll.
move do you ignore obstacles. When
yeah.
you're barrel rolling, you don't ignore obstacles.
No. Oh.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. And then it's also got the blind spot thing. You know, while you perform a primary attack at range 0 to 1, do not apply the range 0 to 1 bonus and roll 1 fewer dice. So you're only rolling 3 dice at range 1, which isn't awful.
No, you're rolling 4.
No, you're rolling 3.
You're rolling 3.
You don't get the range bonus, and you roll 1 fewer attack dice.
Oh,
Correct. 3.
I missed the last part. Okay.
Right. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but he's far from good.
And you're also forgetting that the new barrel roll, right? Dash just can't barrel roll wherever the fuck he wants. He has to line that one straight in the middle, and he can go back, middle, or forward. Right?
Right.
So it's not like I'm just gonna fudge this barrel roll wherever it works for me. I have certain spots where it can only work. My problem is as is what the big kerfuffle going on is that Luke, does the YT-2400 have a gunner crew? If it does, putting Luke on that ship is basically turning it into Fat Turrets 1.0.
Right. So I've got the Luke translation here. It says at the start of the battle phase, you can spend 1 force to rotate the turret arc, and has triangle next to the force number, which means he generates it each round. So you can spend your force to rotate the arc. So in theory, you could make sure you have arc on somebody all the time.
On anyone.
Now, I mean, that's not going to be a cheap card. It's like, because that's super powerful, and like the benefit of this is that they have the ability to price cards appropriately. Now, the Minox expressed their concern. I was listening to them today, that maybe it's one of those cards that is so good that you find the points no matter what. We'll see. So like either you're going to accept it at any price point, or it's essentially banned, like because they just price it,
right,
like beyond anything capable. I don't see that.
So who else thinks that the Han Solo crew card is pretty thematic?
The Han Solo one is where he can deploy late.
No, during the engagement phase at Initiative 7.
First, baby.
Oh, yeah, he gets to perform an attack.
Right. I like that. I've always liked the idea of Han shoots first. So like adding theme like that into these, I think is awesome. Like the old Lando crew where he was a gambler. I always thought stuff like that was awesome.
Yep. It is very interesting that, I even think, Chico, you brought it up in an earlier chat session, that they are trying to push the thematic people as being overpowered. I mean, not crazy overpowered, but they should be really good in the game, right?
Yeah, Luke is awesome, so Luke should be awesome.
And Han are going to be super very good.
Super very good.
If you combine Han and Luke, Han pilot and Luke gunner, that's going to be a good combination, right?
Yeah, it sure seems like it.
It's just, and I wanted to almost say it last episode, but I almost wanted to wonder how long it was going to take for all of us, the community, to just, them pitchforks don't stay sitting long for, they don't stay in the closet for long. The the torches, they go out, but we don't want them to go out. It'll be very interesting to see what kind of open arms the community takes before we even know the point cost, before we even know what the fuck the real cards say. It is very interesting to me to see that the community is already like, holy shit, Luke, OP, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, and so, something we still haven't determined is, and like I kind of want to steer the conversation more into the generalities of the game, because I feel like over the summer we're gonna go and just go through these cards ad nauseum. So I kind of want to go over like the game as a whole. And something that we haven't seen yet is the actual tournament formats. And like, so something that a lot of us, I like, the word that comes to my head is worried, but I don't think we're really worried about it, is that like tournaments in wave 1 are only going to be wave 1 ships. That's kind of my guess. But like, I know they've mentioned the possibility of multiple formats, but I bet you Worlds is only 1.0 ships. That's kind of my guess, and that takes out a lot of this stuff.
You mean 2.1 ships?
Well, wave 1 of 2nd edition. Yes.
I'm gonna call that 2.1 until wave 1, until one edition.
That's really limited, though, Chico. That's really limited.
Okay, oh yeah, definitely.
I would like to touch on this subject a lot, actually, because one, they're giving us the conversion kits, right?
Right.
And they had to put a lot of time in that conversion kit to make sure that everything they own is playable. But they're going to curb stop us when it comes to qualifiers, when it comes to the major editions. We have to scale it back to literally these 6 ships, and that's all we get to pick from.
Well, it's a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if they don't scale it back and they allow everything, then fuck the new players. I mean, they're like people who are just getting into X-Wing, like later this year, like they can't even compete in tournaments because they don't physically have the ships to be able to go out and play in tournaments. And there's no way in hell they're going to be able to go out and buy old ships.
So there's going to be no scum in the first tournament set? Is that what you're saying?
No, wave 1 has scum.
You can have a fire spray and 2 fang fighters.
Yeah, right now scum is fire spray and fang fighters. I mean, there's got to be some format for that. Otherwise, like, just sucks for new players. But then in that format, it sucks for the old players because they're like, I want to use all my ships.
See, this is where I'm differing in possibly your interpretation, is that the people who are buying their products right now are not new players. They're not. The majority of them, the people, the conversion kits and the new starters, they're not new players.
I don't know how much I would agree with that, because when the second core set came out, they said they saw a massive influx of new players. And I bet we'll see that with the 2nd edition core set as well.
Right, because the Force Awakens,
of new players.
Yeah, the Force Awakens just came out when that happened too. So everybody was like, "Oh my God, Star Wars is amazing!" And then they went out and bought the game.
Right,
but
and
how are they to determine who bought a new core set were new players and who were just the rest of us?
They were 40K.
That's not my job.
They were 40K players.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no way you're gonna go, well, this is what we had and this is what we didn't have, and like, whoa, these were way up and these were no. Everyone went out and bought. Everyone who played X-Wing already went out and bought the new core set because of the new damage deck.
Well, but I imagine you take numbers based on how many people start like showing up for events and whatnot.
But I don't. those metrics are so fucking skewed. There's no way. What is interesting though is that they are betting on new players, which personally, as a game store owner, and if I was in charge, you can't bet on new players revitalizing, because right now, I'm sorry, I'm taking a look at the for sale, the X-Wing miniatures for sales. There's almost a new 2 or 3 new posts selling their entire collections. They're like, well, it was fun. I'm done.
Right,
Here we
and
go.
you're going to have that with the second edition. But I mean, there's
True.
going to be new people with the second edition.
There is, but what I'm saying is, why are they catering the tournament structure, right? The tournament structure, the ones that are in knee deep in this fucking game. That's what we live for, the tournament structure. Why are you going to limit us after we just bought all of our conversion kits? Why are you kneecapping us at stuff that is only 6 total ships?
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
But that's what it sounds. I mean, that's what I'm getting from FFG. Is that's what they're going to do. I'm along with you, Chris, in that they said that. Like they said,
well, they've also said that they've got multiple formats coming out.
Right.
So I imagine there will be a little bit of each for everybody. And I mean, I don't know how that's going to pan out, for us. Like, and it's going to be like at your regionals and higher levels, what's it going to look like? Because I mean, down at like the store kit levels, I mean, that's a different group than regionals and above. Regionals and above is probably going to be like 90% old players.
Right. Mark,
at least the one that they cater to, or they just pare it back because they want to challenge us to work with what we got.
Mark, what are your
I don't know.
thoughts?
I'll have fun with it either way.
Oh yeah, Mark, what are your thoughts on should they keep the standard format for us tournament players, or is 2.0 like fuck you guys, you all got to play with the same shit?
It feels like it did 6 years ago.
Right?
It feels like we're starting fresh and new. Excuse me, I've had a frog in my throat. I've had the concerns about all the other ships and whatnot and what the conversion kits are going to do for us. But I can see us experimenting just like we did way back when with, 4 Y-Wings or 3 X-Wings or, Slave 1 and 37,000 TIE fighters. So, it doesn't faze me one way or the other. I mean, I'm old and grumpy and I don't like change, but this is change that needs to happen.
And your fucking Y-Wings are in the first wave, so you don't give a shit.
Remember, I'm not playing those anymore, remember?
Yeah, we believe you.
I've heard you pretty much say that every year since the day I met you, so forgive me if I don't believe you.
I've been slapped around pretty hard.
Kyle.
Is slapped around and thrown off the board.
And a bye.
Oh,
Kyle,
Yo.
If this is what is going to happen with the tournament structure, where it is literally only X-Wings, Y-Wings, TIE Fighters, TIE Advance, Slave 1, and Fang Fighters, as a scum player, like, is there a lot of play room for you guys for anybody? Like, squad building lists have to kind of get narrowed down pretty bad.
It is. I mean, you're either going to run 3 Fang Fighters or 2 fire sprays with the Fang Fighter, or
triple fire sprays,
or triple fire sprays.
Do it.
Old meta.
Fuck.
I mean, it doesn't really get me excited if they do that, but I guess I can manage. I don't know if you can run some Rebel with some Scum. I'm not too keen on how the rules are really working with this 2.0. I'm not going to really be able to take a really good look at it. I'm super busy right now until after Gen Con. And I'll get my boxes and stuff there. Hopefully, which rumor and speculation about what they give out there is usually true 100% of the time. So
I don't like to mention a good post by a dirty Hawkeye player, but Michael Atchison brought up a good point. Are the Reaper and the Saw Gerrera's X-Wing and U-Wing 2.0 versions going to be legal in tournament then? If that's the way they're going to go, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Is that like wave 0.5? Is that rolled in? It's very interesting. Like, you just roll out a new product and then here's 2.0, and we still don't have a clue what they're all costed, but I got this new shit that I want to play with.
I'm sure we'll find out. I mean, we're all buying conversion kits anyways. I don't think there's anybody sitting there going, I don't know if I'm going to buy a conversion kit if it's not going to be tournament legal. No. If you're listening to this, you've already gone and bought your shit.
Yeah.
Like your pre-orders are in. You know
what you have. I did hear an interesting point though. It was kind of a funny little comment. I can't remember where I read it from, but I did hear somebody say that my friend is not going to buy. It might have been in the OCX chat. My friend is not going to buy a conversion kit until he knows what the base price of a TIE Defender is. Because for fuck's sake, we all looked at the reveal of the TIE Defender and we're like, oh, money. They gave it a shield and they gave it the fucking title.
Right. I mean, they've made it good, but I mean, again, I have to say is like that app is gold. I mean, they're like, even if it comes out day one and the Defender is like freaking crushing us because it's so damn good, I mean, like they'll go and fix it. I mean, they were playing Crates were playing on Vassal, and they did Tyler did TIE Swarm versus 3 Defenders, and with the new TIE Swarm, he crushed the 3 Defenders. Now, maybe it was just because it was Tyler, but I mean, these Defenders aren't going to be the end-all, be-all. I mean, they've still got to be, done well. So, I mean, if they priced it so you can have 3 of those Defenders in a list like they did, then they're they're not going to be that baller.
I'm going to also go with a TIE Swarm. No Defender player loved seeing a TIE Swarm anyway. Right? Like, that sucks. That's a hard matchup for a TIE Defender player. You're facing 6 or 7 TIE Fighters. But and I don't know if I want to get into this segment right now. I still want to explore what is and what isn't 2.0 that we haven't yet. But before I get to the whole app thing, because the app thing, I think we're going to have a whole nother segment on, because that requires a whole nother segment. I'm probably still going to harken back to this whole tournament structure until they give us a definitive. So we know Store Championships is all going to be 1.0, right? That is known. No matter what, Store Champs are 1.0. So don't give up fucking flying your 1.0 shit, ladies and gentlemen, because you could win yourself a Regional 1 by flying your 100-point Miranda, which I hope you do, because Java Metal will fucking wreck that shit. But
or my Bob and Daryl build.
Exactly. What the big question is when it comes to afterwards, right? We know Worlds is October 2019. We know that Gen Con is going to be 1.0. But
Right.
after that, what are we looking for?
Well, I know they said like we're I don't know exactly when Nova is, but they're trying to figure out what Nova's going to be.
Nova's got to be 1.0. I think Nova's before September.
Okay, but I know Coruscant is going to be 2.0.
Coruscant will be 2.0, which I think that was the bar, and I think that's where we're getting all of our information for tournament structure. I think Coruscant is strictly going to be the 6 ships released. Everything else after that, qualifiers, is an open game. But that's just me saying that. I have no basis at all of saying that. But I do know that they did say the First Order and the Resistance conversion packs are coming soon after the first release, correct?
Yeah, you know they're going to ambush us with those and like just
throw
them at us super quick. They don't want us sitting on all this product that we love not being able to use it. They're going to get those to us quick. I don't know if it'll show up like in 2018, but I bet quick into 2019.
So Tommy Adams, good boy Tommy Adams, says Nova is 2 weeks after Gen Con. So definitely not going to be 2.0. And Michael Atchison, Worlds is October 2019, not this year.
Right.
They already had a Worlds 2018.
I know, but they're doing Coruscant is the big one for the end of this year.
Now, yes, Coruscant is. Where is Coruscant this year?
It's up at FFG headquarters.
It is.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because
Tyler won his ticket.
Star Wars just announced that Star Wars Celebration is in Chicago in July or June.
It was a lot easier for them to do Coruscant at Celebration down in Florida.
At Celebration, yes,
because there were single digit players.
Yes.
Whereas Coruscant this year is going to be, a fairly large like regional level tournament.
What is it? Like 110, 120 players?
Around 100, yeah.
It's up there, yeah. So
I mean that's not a small thing you can like toss in a booth at Celebration.
No. And that's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see that, especially since it's all 2.0. It really sucks that it's 2.0 only first wave, but it will still be.
Well, we don't really know that.
Okay, so we don't really know that. I'm super hoping it's not, because I would love to see the best players in the world.
I wouldn't be surprised if at least Coruscant, because Coruscant is all old players. I mean, there's not going to be a single player there that's 2.0 only. So I bet they allow everything for that.
God, I hope so. Oh, I hope so much. This whole waiting out for new players, I think that's a dead fish. Cater your base, and the new players will follow suit. Believe me, as a store owner, once 2.0 comes out, all of my ships, all my 1.0 ships, are pretty much 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, a lot of stores are going to follow that same motto, where it's like, they're not printing these anymore. We get it. But they dropped $50 for a conversion kit. The fuck if I'm not going to sell them a fucking Miranda at what I bought it for, because it's been sitting on the shelf for a month and a half, because 3 months, because nobody's going to buy any more new ships this year. If you don't have your 1.0 list solidified for store championships, please contact OC Games and Comics. I will give you a hell of a deal on 1.0 ships. But I guess that's where I was going for. Is going to be an interesting road the next couple of months. with the whole. Are they going to cater to the new people, or are they going to cater to their base? I believe they're going to cater to their base, and you know, it brings up a very good question that I have actually. What are they going to do with the original ships? Like you get your conversion kit, right? You can convert all your ships that you've previously bought. That's
Right.
great. But you know they're not going to print the originals anymore. So what does the TIE Phantom pack look like? I don't know, half a year from now? Are there new cards in it? Are there new pilots?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they gonna be like, we're a fucking business, and if they want this pilot skill 6 Phantom, they gotta buy a new Phantom pack. I mean, I guess if I was a money grabbing whore, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see that. But
Well, they have to reprint them, right? They have to reprint at least the ships and the cards that came in the conversion kit to go forward for new players, right? Like 1.0 is gone, but hey, I just picked it up. I want a Phantom. This one's 1.0. This one's 2.0. They have to come out with a 2.0 Phantom. My question is, they're going to take that opportunity to like really gouge it into us and be like, we got 2 new pilots in the new Phantom pack. And you're like, I have Whisper and I have Echo, but do I really need this other? Maybe it's not even pilot skill 6 pilot, and maybe it's another 5, but it's got a different ability, and all of a sudden it's like, blah.
And if you're listening to this show, you're a sucker, and you're totally...
You're going to buy it.
We are.
You know you're going to buy it. The one over-glossing thing, which I'm still at odds and ends on as a store owner, if I like it or not, is that they said you'll never have to buy a Rebel ship to play a card in your Empire list. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I made my bank on fucking Star Vipers for that auto thruster card.
No, you bought an auto thruster card and got a Star Viper free.
Right, Kyle?
Yep.
We
But I
gotta
bought
keep
mine
them
to play.
awake. So, let's discuss now. Kyle, well, let's see. Do we have anything else to discuss about 2.0? I know we do.
Yes, yes. There's a giant book of stuff.
All
we've gone over so far is stuff you're worried about, Mr. Store Owner.
Exactly. That's the only stuff you need to be worried about.
No, there's a bajillion things that they're changing and updating that I'm super excited about, and I would love to talk about them.
Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like they're changing like fundamentals of the game that are significant. For example, like the whole turret thing. I mean, we're free. Like they've changed turrets like significantly, and like they're actually putting skill into it, and that's amazing. Yeah, Mark. You're gonna have to actually think ahead on these ones, and that's like, I think that's awesome. The one thing that I am the most excited about is the linked actions. Like the fact that they have red actions and linked actions. That is the biggest thing that I'm most excited for, because they've basically taken complete control over action economy and have dictated, being able to make things like super unique. It's like things that they want to be true arc dodgers, they can do that. Things that they don't want to be, can't. I mean, sorry, Nathan ID, but you're not going to go around advanced sensors boost barrel roll your Corin anymore. I mean, you're just not going to be able to, because they don't want the E-Wing to do that. And that's like, I am completely cool with that. Like them being able to have that kind of control instead of oh, I've got a ship, I need it to be fast, engine upgrade. And like you having ships that make 0 sense with an engine upgrade. That's just not going to happen anymore because they have taken control, and that's awesome. So like I'm super excited about that. Somebody else, what are you excited about?
I'm excited about the bullseye firing arc becoming a thing. It's one of the concepts that I really enjoyed that came out on the Kimagia, and to be able to get that bullseye firing arc to work. I mean, granted, in 1.0, it didn't really have that big of rewards. In certain circumstances, it did, but I mean, I like how they're going to reward flying because it is harder than you think to get things into that bullseye firing arc.
Well,
So,
now you're aware that the bullseye firing arc itself has no inherent ability.
correct.
Okay.
But if on the Kimagias itself, on the bottom of the ship, it says that there's something that says the defender inside the bullseye firing arc can't spend green tokens to modify their dice. So
now, does it say spend?
cannot modify dice is what it says.
Cannot modify using green tokens. So
Correct.
reinforce won't work.
Correct.
Stop me that. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So the Kimogila is basically the same, but I like how they added that in, and then like made it a thing on every ship, so then it can be used as a definition.
Yes.
And that's the thing that just like with the link actions and adding things like this on there, there's so much design space that they're taking control of.
Well, if you take a look at the heavy laser cannon, it only works if you get it in the bullseye firing arc.
Exactly. They've taken something like a design space, and instead of giving it an inherent definition, they've made it a variable that they can apply to anything.
Right.
And that's amazing. Like I'm super excited for how they're able to do that.
Yeah. I guess if you want to talk about things that kind of make me about 2.0 is the shield to hull ratio. The thing that comforts me with the fact that they're giving things more hull now versus shields. The shields were definitely needed in 1.0 versus all the hull that you're going to deal with in 1 or 2.0 is you're not going to have, like you said, because they have the linked actions, you're not going to have rerolls upon focus tokens upon adding dice results all in the same roll over and over again, where you're looking at getting 6 possible hits every turn. You know what I mean? It's going to go back to the day where sometimes you're going to take shots that are unmodified, and sometimes you're going to take shots where all you have is a target lock. And then heaven forbid, if people can remember back in the day, where you would have to set up a turn where you could pick up a target lock and then set up the shot the next turn so you could have the focus token and the target lock, which was the money shot back in the day. But you weren't able to constantly get that every single turn.
Right, which E-wings are going to be able to do, but yeah, it's going to be a lot harder for other ships. I mean, people are actually going to have to sit there and do the math in their head of what's best in this situation. Do I do the target lock? Do I do a focus, or do I need to be defensive and then do I focus or evade? And having to actually go through that thought process is something that I think a lot of players who weren't around in like wave 4 and earlier haven't super had to deal with, because once we got fire control systems out there and freaking everything could take fire control systems, if you are walking around with only one modification these days, like what are you doing? Like you better have a bajillion other tricks up your sleeve, because you clearly don't have the massive number of dice modifications that 1.0 became. I mean, that's what was amazing about Dengar Tell. I won my store championship with that. and I could run in and just slam into my opponent and not give a shit, because I knew I was getting my target lock with K4, and I was firing a weapon that didn't use my target and so I'd have rerolls, and I didn't really need a focus because I had expertise and I had guidance chips anyways. I was just laughing at you. I was like, I have dice modifications for days, and I don't even need an action. I mean, there were multiple times where I'd fly up and be like, I'm not going to use any of my actions. It's like, I don't need a barrel roll right now, and who cares?
I remember K4 Security Droid on my triple contracted junkyard dogs list all too well.
Yeah, it was ridiculously powerful.
I could do green turns over all the debris and rig cargo shoot tokens I wanted because I was still going to get target locks.
Right.
It was incredible.
That was just absolutely amazing. So having that, not be in second edition, like having to go back to the days of okay, I actually need to think about what I'm doing rolling in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I am so excited for it. I mean, not even having like Soontir, even back in those days, it was mind-boggling that you could get him to fly upright in somebody's face, and he focus and then push for an evade, which gets you another focus, and you set it out there like a little smiley face laughing at your opponent. It's like those were the days of looking at that action economy and being like, holy crap, that's insane. And these days, that same Soontir build just gets laughed at. Well, so I am very excited to go back to that.
That's an interesting concept because there's no more token stacking. I don't think you can literally token stack anymore.
Well, you can. You can have more than one focus. You can have more than one evade, but it's just not easy right now because they've built it in a way that right now there's not really those abilities to be able to do that.
And when I think of token stack, I'm like, I've got an evade token, and I'm going to totally add an evade dice and evade to my dice roll. Well, you can't do that anymore.
Right. Now it's just a change. Yeah.
And evade dice just changes it. I love the fact that they nerfed attack dice, but they also nerfed defense dice. At the same, I mean, I think the defense dice got less of the nerf than attack because look at it. You're not going to get 2 focuses and a target lock. You're not going to get a focus, a barrel roll, and a reroll all the time like you did in 1.0. It makes 3 dice agility ships much better, but not that much better.
Stop it, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. Doing your fucking yawn.
Got me going.
I'm sorry. Goodbye are the days where the 1 agility or 0 agility ships that don't take any damage during a round, that's gone. It's gone. Your 3 agility ships are going to be priced a little higher because they have more green dice, and it's going to give you a better odds of dodging these. Mostly, you're not going to have the automatic 4 dice hit. You're not going to have the automatic 4 dice harpoon, right?
Yep.
You don't have
the harpoon.
Well, I mean, look at what they've done with my brain just broke. Proton torpedoes. Proton torpedoes, right? Freaking good.
It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good, but it's not guidance chips harpoon good.
Right.
How many times, Kyle, have you rolled a harpoon and re-roll a harpoon into still only 2 hits, but fuck, you guidance chip that blank into a crit, and all of a sudden it's hit crit.
Yeah.
You
Plenty of
don't
times.
get to do that anymore.
Right. I mean this tournament I had this past weekend. I mean we had those dollar re-rolls. But when I roll in with my target locked harpoons with guidance chips, I mean I only really need to get two results on my first roll. I roll my second one, I get one more result, and I guidance chips the other one. I mean it was
Right.
so easy to get 4 hits.
It's
So
super fucking easy.
yeah, reining that in and bringing it back to reality, making everything a little more skill, and yes, maybe for a little while you're going to be able to scream "my dice" because they might screw you a little more because you're actually going to have to fly your ass off to to make sure that your dice aren't able to screw you, because the number one way that you're going to be able to make your dice not to screw you is to not have to roll them. Whereas these days, I mean, you could walk in with something and be like, oh, I'm going to take my Fen Rao, put it range 1 of you, and laugh because I'm rolling so many dice. I have auto thrusters. I've got my title. I don't care what you do. I'm not getting hit.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a learning curve for all of us. It is going to be. You're going to be rolling 4 dice. You're like, son of a bitch. Back in the old days, this was an automatic 4 hits. And now it's like, I got my focus token and I'm shooting at a PS freaking 3. That's
Right.
that's a bad spot.
I'm really excited to see the local scene of there's a few players that have gotten really good, but it's because they finally realized that if they want to win, they got to go for some good lists, and I am not sure that at least 2 of the players, I'm not sure that they're going to be capable of hanging on once like they're not able to just list their way out of things. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can hang on when suddenly it's not just a bag of tricks in their pocket. It's how well can you outfly your opponent.
Yeah, I really can't wait. I myself have to go back to the day when I used to have to rely more on my skill of flying versus my ability to come up with some list. That's why I kind of like the fact that I ran cold hot dogs at Worlds. Even though it had harpoon missiles, there were still 3 small base ships that you had to fly. But I really want to go back to outthinking and outflying my opponent versus dealing with combo wing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, when I got my start was back when B-wings and X-wings and
some stuff.
Yeah,
Bloody daggers.
Yeah,
Bloody daggers.
That was the first list that I looked at, and I was like, oh wow, it's like this is like a combo that does really good. And
range 1, you're throwing.
That was the first time I started seeing like wow, this list that I can pull off the net is doing really damn good. And before that, I had never really gone to a tournament going, well, I hope I don't see this list. That was the first time.
What do you have to say about bloody daggers there, Uncle Mark?
Well, it was the idea that if you could maneuver your flight into range 1 of anybody, you're rolling 16 red dice. And the B-wings had what was it, advanced sensors.
Yeah.
So their barrel, when you remembered to it, or your partner or the person you're playing against would forget to remind you to do it. Miserable.
Never gonna let that one go.
No, never, sir. But it was the sheer number of dice you could throw at a single ship, and that was fun. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but that was one of those first lists that I looked at, and like it had gimmicks and tricks, that started, taking away some of the consequences. Whereas like advanced sensors, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna get in this bad situation. I can either advance sensors a barrel roll to get out of the way, or I can advance sensors my focus or target lock, and then just run into somebody or do my K turn. It's like, whatever. And then oh no, I got somebody too close into a bad position. I've got Biggs to bail me out. So there were a few of those gimmicks and tricks, and like it wasn't crazy, it wasn't abusive, but it was that first moment that I started seeing those tricks and going, okay, now there's getting some power in combos. But before it was like, okay, I've got this ship, he's neat. I've got this ship, he's neat, and I've got this ship, he's neat, and they all kind of go together a little bit. I had a list with Kyle Katarn, being able to give somebody focuses. It was like, cool, that's a cool helper trick. But yeah, and then we saw that first moment that it was like, oh man, now everything's just clicking and gelling and creating these like powerhouse lists that.
And then you run into the Mad Bombers, the Dom Kairos that bring,
good God. Yeah,
three white elephants across the board at you, and you're like, "What do you do with this?"
Yeah, that was the thing I had to deal with right before I played you. No wonder I didn't remind you of anything. I just got crushed by Dom.
But I mean, I don't think anyone's under the illusion that there aren't going to be crazy good combos in 2.0.
I'm sure there's going to be, like, well, especially if they allow everything to be like in that format where all of your conversion kits are allowed. Somebody's gonna find a super awesome, powerful list. It's just gonna happen. Right. That's the nature of competitive games. There's always going to be a best one or two lists.
But what I love about what they're doing, and I'm gonna harken back to the app, is they're gonna know it. They're gonna be able to see it. They're gonna see the data that's coming back.
Yeah. And one thing we haven't heard is how often they plan on changing things.
See, that was my next question, and I think we'll dive deeper into that. We're gonna go to commercial break. I think we've covered some pretty good stuff in this first.
Look at us, full of content.
Right, Mark? Fuck you. It's all because of you, man.
Sure.
I was ready to just hop in here drunk as shit, but no, Mark had to be on, so I gotta mind my manners.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna kind of out ourselves. I'm a little worried. Are any of us drinking right now?
Yes.
Third beer, buddy.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I was sobering up. I was at a work function, and like I I got home from that, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to sober up a little bit. And
you broke the Gordon rule.
I did?
Yeah.
Now that you bring that up, I don't think I've seen Kyle take a drink either. What the shit is going on with my fucking podcast?
I'm going to go get something because I'm feeling pretty good now. It's only 11 o'clock, so I don't think we're going crazy late.
Ladies and gentlemen, commercial break brought to you by Sobriety.
I don't like this commercial.
Oh gosh, nobody's going to watch us anymore.
I feel like we're going to make this commercial up during the commercial. So when you come back, we'll make a Sobriety commercial.
Oh, God.
And it's totally going to be like that mucus commercial you see. Like,
I'm not drunk enough to make a Sobriety commercial.
You don't have to be. You just have to respond to whatever I tell you.
God, it's going to end up just like the acrylic commercial where we're all just confused
it'll be better.
Of what direction you're trying to go.
So I'll have a whole voice and everything before that.
Is this where we go, hi, everybody, my name's Mark, and I'm an alcoholic?
No. This is where you go, hi, everybody, my name's Mark, and I'm a co-host of OCX Radio. And everyone's like, oh, hi, Mark.
Great.
They
but you said I was.
What you're going through.
You said I was, so that's the reason I tell you to shut up now.
Oh no, that's not how it works, Mark.
Sure it is. I've watched you. I've taken notes.
I'm gonna pee, and then we're gonna do.
All right,
Commercial.
I'm going to grab it.
Oh,
Kyle,
now
Yeah.
Kyle's back.
Kyle's asleep.
Kyle.
Yo.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
What?
Danger
Kyle?
zone.
I just
Mine?
went and threw another load of laundry in.
Have
are-
you been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
geez.
whoa. Whoa.
You owe the store $50 now.
Holy shit.
Go buy something now.
And we thought we were underperforming, but fucking Kyle comes in
Good
like a
Lord,
champ.
I'm the only one without any booze in my hand. Excuse me.
You're welcome.
I was telling the guys on Hornet Squadron I was starting new target locks, so I'm drinking Bud Light Orange.
Oh my God, did they fall for it?
Well, they loved it because the bottle caps are bright orange.
Budweiser, Bud Light Orange. That must be an Iowa thing.
Did we go to commercial or something?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we
in
did.
commercial.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Nope.
Did I phase out there a little bit?
You did.
Yeah. So we thought of a new commercial. It's going to be sobriety. Why it's bad.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do it like the mucus commercials for like that Mucinex or whatever.
Like where the guy's hacking up something?
Yeah. Well, he's like, hey, man, I didn't know you were leaving for the weekend. Why are you sober? And he's like, because I want to. He's like, it's not as cool as being drunk.
Yeah. Acting like Billy Madison.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go, boys. Back in the saddle.
They're
See,
back in the saddle again.
we went out for our anniversary last night
Look at that
and had
goodness.
Archie's. Okay. So, like I always do, I get the blackened ribeye because that's one of the things that I absolutely find is delicious from Archie's, which got rated one of the top 5 steakhouses in the United States, by the way. It just happens to be in my hometown.
It's true. The same hometown that a fucking person tried to drive a house across the bridge and the bridge collapsed and the house pretty much turned into a covered bridge.
Yeah, it's so true. But I ordered a Guinness because I was like, you know what will go good with this blackened ribeye? A Guinness. That would be fantastic.
Glorious.
And I forgot, like I always do, to ask if it came in a can or a bottle. And when she brought me the Guinness and it came in a bottle, I was extremely disappointed because I wanted the creamy Guinness out of the can and not the goddamn watered down, overcarbonated bottle.
Huh.
Have you ever had Guinness out of the bottle?
Don't.
Yeah,
let
I mean,
me-
if you get the Guinness draft out of a bottle, it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
They
What
they
we
have
serve
other
at the
kinds
store.
of Guinness that they put in bottles that I'm not a fan of.
please do not let me forget that we have to come up with a 20-second commercial for Millennium Condor de la Fusion.
Okay, what's it got to be about?
Millennium Condor de la Fusion.
It's got to be about us, and it has to be 20 seconds long. I don't know how to do 20 seconds, so I need help.
Can we
Okay,
make a Monopoly commercial?
Yes, we can definitely make it a monopoly.
Here's how you do it.
What's that, Mark? Sorry.
Shut up. This is how you do a 20-second commercial. You get 2 words per second, so the commercial can only be 40 words long.
Look at you doing all the math and stuff.
This is radio broadcasting 101.
I feel like that formula is not gonna work for me.
Well, yeah, I know you speak at 80 words a minute, but this is, you know,
It's
but
better
that's-
than 100
that's-
words your freaking
that's
son
true.
speaks.
oh Jesus. My wife says I hope I never have him on the stand because I'll just throw my hands up in the air and walk away.
Terrible.
But the rule of thumb is 2 words per second, 20-second commercials for 40 words.
Got it.
Like Twitter, okay?
Like Twitter. We'll do it. We'll do it in this shit show. So I'm not too worried about it now. But I
What
do
are we
have
coming back to talk about?
We're gonna. I would like to talk a lot about the app. If
We don't even know
anyone-
what it is.
Sure. That's what makes us talking about it sound like
I
we know what
think,
we're doing.
like, let's not dwell too much on it. Like,
No, I'm not going to take the whole thing, but I'm just saying. I would like to give the app credit. I don't think I've heard a lot of app credit in other podcasts. Basically, the reason that you good? You good? Did you swallow a fly during that, or
It's getting more rough. Man,
what do you guys want to talk about?
Watch him focus.
He's more of a calculate guy.
well, I think it's like it's hard to do without show notes, and maybe we just just talk about 2.0 and what we're excited about in general, and if that's the app for you, I mean, go for it. But I would hope like maybe next episode we actually come down through some show notes and come up with some high points of like things that are getting changed and discuss them in more detail.
Well, let's do this. Show notes on the fly. Mark,
Jesus.
Yes.
you get one thing you get to talk about. Kyle, one thing you get to talk about. I get to talk about one thing, and Chico, you get to talk about one thing.
I talked about it right before we went to the commercial.
We did start to go into it.
Make something up.
For 2.0?
Yeah, I was talking about linked actions and how excited I am for that.
All right,
Yeah.
That's what we'll come off on. Linked
we
actions.
already
We
talked
already
about
did
it.
that.
You were out having a smoke or something. So how about you come in and talk about what you're excited about?
He's just as exhausted as I am, and he's just not going to admit it.
I am not. I golfed a 42 with an 8 on one hole. An 8.
Yeah, but I
mean-
can tell with all the sun that you've gotten on your face that you've been working outside all week.
Okay, so if you go to the Google Doc that they had for like
Reddit?
all the stuff, the 100 and something odd page Google Doc, page 6 has a rundown of like all of the rules changes that we know of.
Oh.
And there's that is just chock full of cool stuff that I'm excited to.
All right,
to
we're going
discuss.
to end with that. So I'm going to get my little app talk.
Yeah, talk about the app. Let's go into talking about
And
like
the app's
point
not going to be
structure.
very long. I just want to say how great it is and the possibilities that maybe 1.0 could have been fixed with this app alone.
Right, but then you can segue right from that to discussing points and how they upped it to 200 and all the benefits of that.
Exactly. Mark,
So
what
let's
do you
just
want to talk
roll
about?
through it like that.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You
How
see people in the
you're
chat.
done.
This is the kind of shit we have to deal with.
Kyle, what do you want to talk about?
This is what we're supposed to talk about between 9 and 9:30. That doesn't happen because Coach has to be off golfing.
I wasn't golfing. I was drinking hard liquor. So, sorry.
Yeah. What do I want to talk about?
Yeah. Me? That'd be great.
When have I ever talked about you?
All the time.
Oh,
Baby.
yeah.
All the time. I wonder if that's going to make it as the thumbnail. Like,
But
no,
I'm
your kissing motion doesn't make enough noise that we can't get that as a thumbnail. Yeah, there we go. Shit. Damn it.
So frothy and wonderful.
he's
All right.
gotta get his
All right, I've got the doc on my phone now.
Josh, it is not time for you to go to bed. We're almost done. And when I say we're almost done, it's a lie, and we're at least going to go for another hour.
Yeah.
Maybe a half.
I might have to cut out, actually. That's the problem. I don't have anything to talk about. I haven't been able to look at crap, and I apologize to everybody. I'm
We're just
completely
listening
off
to
my
get
game
excited.
this week. What's that?
I said just listen to us say things and then get excited.
Yeah. You should listen to OCX radio, and you should get all your information from there. Just let us know so you can give some shout outs. I'm sure you have some shout outs.
Yeah, make sure that you mention.
No, you make sure you cut in when you're about like, I'm out.
It just depends how
shout
long it
outs.
takes to get to the shit show.
Well, okay, done. Thanks, commercial. It's probably not the commercial you guys were all thought you were going to hear, but it was something that let us talk for another half an hour while you guys out there in the real world that had downloaded the podcast only took 30 seconds. So for all of you listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, yeah, maybe you should just download the podcast instead. Just kidding.
Because that's why everybody
Anyway.
listens to us. They want to.
That's why everybody listens. Wait, the fuck? Kyle just said night. I didn't mean you.
No, I'm saying everybody that was, yeah, I get it. Everybody that said that they were going to bed, I just said night.
Oh, okay. So we're back with our discussion with 2.0, and we are going to kick this session off with
Go ahead.
Chico. There's a mysterious one page in this 148 pages of stuff. I know this is totally not what we talked about during the commercial, but I need to go grab some fresh air, so I'm going to let you go with it, buddy.
God, see, people. Now YouTube can understand what we just went. I just went through all this hell to come up with some semblance of an idea of what we were going to talk about. And then he comes in and just fucking Wild West. We're going to do something different. So
I lost everybody.
Yosemite Sam.
all right. Yeah, so discussing these changes. So I've seen a lot of posts of people who are kind of coming into the discussion a little late, and I know Kyle, you're right there. I'm even a little behind on figuring out everything that's been spoiled. It's just come at us so rapid fire.
Mhm.
So if you haven't seen it, I mentioned it earlier, but on Reddit, it's like the first post of things that are different in 2.0, and it's got a link to a Google Doc that's 100 and something odd pages of just people keep adding to it of every freaking thing that's been spoiled, everything that somebody mentioned in a passing conversation, and they're just compiling it all together. And one of the awesome pages that I found, like I think like the beginning first pages I think are the best. So it starts at like page 5, or is this page 4? 4 or 5? They don't have great line breaks.
What's the title of it for that? I'm looking at the
Oh.
index.
Oh, you're on the Google Doc.
Yeah.
So just scroll down to page 6. It's stuff/rules, and they've got some stuff before that. They go over the different actions, barrel rolls changing, calculate, evades changing, linked actions, red actions, reinforced changes. I mean, everything. They've got all those in there. And then it comes down to stuff/rules. And I think they do a really good job of compiling together important things that have changed. I mean, there's some meaningless ones in there, but like I said, it's over 100 pages of literally everything. Like elite pilot talents are just called talents. So, I mean, that was super important. You all feel educated now.
What? No EPT? No EPT? Oh no!
Nope,
What will we do?
It's just T.
Yeah, talents.
I mean, they go over everything. Like green maneuvers are now blue. Hooray!
They're ruining our jargon.
Yeah.
With the EPT
Range 0 is a thing now. Which for those of you that don't really understand what range 0 is, a lot of people think it's just touching, as in the game term, as after you overlapped or yourself. They think that's what 0 is. I was talking to one of the developers at Worlds, just having a casual conversation. So I was trying to get an understanding of what range 0 was, and they mentioned that it included physically adjacent. So not technically touching in the game term, but also physically adjacent, like holy cow, I landed, and man, that looks like it's touching, but I fit in there. So that's what he made it seem like. I mean, that is so freaking rare. Like, it used to happen a lot more because people would like barrel roll and then slide it all the way up until it was bumping. But since it didn't overlap, it was still range 1. So that's an interesting concept. Like if it goes that way. But that was just a conversation I had in passing with one of the designers. So hopefully he understood my question and that was the answer. But so that's an interesting one. So I don't think it'll happen that much. But Richard Sue will be happy because he always used to argue, is like, but they're touching. So so now range 1 to 3 now officially excludes your own ship. You can't say, oh, I'm in range 1 of myself. It's like, no, you're at range 0 of yourself. So that just gives them more design space to be able to mess with those things and declare things as 0, or declare things as a ship at range 1. You don't have to worry about yourself being an issue, and it's just more design space for them to fiddle with. And like that's the huge thing about second edition that I am super excited about, and I mentioned it earlier, is that they're defining things in ways that they have way more design space to mess with things. So that's awesome. Devs have mentioned TLT and Harpoon are removed. So take that for what it's worth. They say it's gone, so yeah, it's gone. The whole no action bomb thing. I think the way that they've done bombs now, I think it's really cool. They've taken all of the gadgets and shit and turned it into a device phase of all of your all of your devices and whatnot, all your gadgets happen during that phase. So I think that adds a bit of a section where now you don't have to worry about infinite knowledge bombs, because now it's zero knowledge bombs. Everything's a zero knowledge bomb. Whether you're throwing them or dropping them behind you, it's all before activation. So I think that's really awesome.
Do you think they'll still have the trajectory simulator?
There have been things that have used the word launch, so there's got to be something. So yeah,
I do like the fact that they did take away the fact that you were able to do the infinite knowledge bombs. I mean, keep bombs where they're going to be effective as like a deterrent. And if they really want to make the game about dogfighting and flying really well, if you drop the bombs in the device stage, it gives your opponent a way to try to get around them instead of them having no option whatsoever of doing anything about it, which is something I like.
Yeah, and I think it's an elegant solution for bombs. It's like they're there, they can do things, but it's no longer that I know exactly where you're going to be. I'm going to drop this, and you're screwed, and I'm getting free damage.
So will these bombs automatically detonate, or will they be like proximity or whatnot, where once they're placed, they stay?
They've shown some of the bombs. I don't know where in this giant document they're going to be. So they've shown, what do we have? Proton bombs. Those are automatic detonate. Seismic charges. Those are automatic detonate. Bomblet, automatic detonate. They have loose cargo, so that's just like a debris cloud. Connor net. After a ship overlaps, so that's just like the old Connor net. Proximity mine after a ship overlaps, so that's just like the old proximity mine. So there's different versions.
But there's still a mix.
Yeah. But they're all done at the same place.
Oh, sure.
So I'm excited about that. Proximity mines and Connor nets are going to have to be more than just I'm going to drop them directly on somebody. I don't think that's going to happen nearly as much because you'll have to plan it a turn ahead. So it's not just like the things these days. It's like, okay, I'm going to fly to the other side of you, use my action to drop Connor net right on top of you, and watch you die the following turn. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess sooner than later, or later than soon, have the impregnable,
irreparable
Chicago with us today. So now we have to take a break and fucking snap again for Chicago or for Montana. So
we can't just do that in the end for the shit show.
He's probably gonna really hate it if we did that. So
okay.
Mini
snaps again.
Snap break. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Why do you draw out the 1?
Right.
Why can't you count normally?
It's a cadence,
3,
dude.
2, 1, snap.
So like 3, 2, 1, like that.
Yeah.
You went 3, 2, 1, snap. God, what's the point of 3 and 2?
Can I add any more in there for Montana?
just
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
Well, I may be late to the party, but I'm still here to party.
You are still here to party. So we were discussing some of the new rules in 2.0.
Yeah, some of them are awesome. Some of them are still a little fuzzy in my mind.
What are you most excited about?
I really like the way that they're the linked actions. I think that that's a good way to still give guys the action efficiency with certain pilots and not have the EPT push the limit and stuff like that. So be able to take a focus, then a red barrel roll. You basically are PTLing, but not because there's no such thing.
Right.
So what I like to interject here is, in all the infinite wisdom of the forums, I'm pretty sure I never saw linked actions. Right?
What? Oh, yeah.
How we're gonna fix X-Wing 2.0. This is what they should do. Nobody in their fucking freaking minds thought of linked actions.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's really smart though. I really like the way that they did.
It's a mind-blowing concept, until you saw it and you're like, oh yeah, that's totally totally what they should
they would do that. That's obvious.
That makes so much sense.
I like that. It looks like from some of the pilot spoilers out there that guys, some other pilots might have those abilities also. That not just your aces with an EPT have them, but it kind of spreads the wealth a little bit. I like that. Mm-hmm. It makes, I saw there's lots of TIE Phantom ships. They fixed Echo. It looks like they fixed Echo where he's able to do some stuff. That's not really a linked action, but I don't know. I really like how they're tying the actions to the pilot card and that whole process. It looks good to me. Mm-hmm. But I also drink a lot, so.
Yes, you do.
What are you drinking tonight? Because evidently we can't be sober.
Corona.
Mm.
Yeah. Made some chicken tacos at Corona. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
I also had
tacos all over again at your place,
and I had Dos Equis, but
Oh yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. I think. Yeah, I don't think they really consider this a Mexican beer. It's like the Gringo Mexican beer, but it's still good. I like it.
Keep your hand on your gun.
Although I do see here that we do at least have one turret, but it's the dorsal turret.
Attack!
Attack and turret
just
are
fucking attack, baby.
Yeah,
with
there have been 2 turrets that I can see that have been spoiled. The dorsal turret and the ion cannon turret. And the dorsal, it's exactly the same as what the old dorsal was. It's
right.
2 dice at range 2, 3 dice at range 1. That's all you get. And then ion cannon. They've changed around ion cannon a bit.
Oh yeah, crap! I forgot all about that.
It's 3 dice, range 1 or 2, so that's the same. But the first hit that goes through is the damage, but then all other damage is ion tokens. So you could get more, you could end up with less. The things that are hard to hit are going to be harder to ion. The things that are easy to hit, you might get a lot of ions on them. So,
and the ions have different values, whereas the small base ship takes 1, the medium takes 2, and the large takes 3.
Right. Yeah, I'm happy about that. That they've put better definitions with how many tokens you need for things like that. I'm happy about that.
The tractor beam also kind of got a buff, didn't it? Because
I was just going to say that. Yeah,
you get a tractor beam for every hit or crit that's uncanceled.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I read. That's pretty awesome. So
I'd have to hunt that one down. I haven't seen that one.
I believe that's how it's going to go.
What did I miss?
So
tractor
beam.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm looking for it. You talk.
Yes, you can tractor beam large base ships and move them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Tractor beam. If this attack hits, all hit/crit results inflict tractor beam tokens instead of damage. So still no damage. But
no damage. But fuck that shit.
Yeah, you can dish out a lot of tractor beam tokens.
Now, when you yell natties on a tractor beam, you really have to yell natties on a tractor beam.
So is it the same story?
It also depends on the right judge. You could get your stuff moved right off the board.
Wow.
Salt is real.
Fucking dagger.
That sounded like a pretty salty remark there.
You straight up got wronged on that.
Yeah,
it says here at the bottom of tractor beam, and then you get a buy your next game.
He's gonna drive to your house and choke you.
Well played.
Hey, so I didn't notice this, but is the tractor beam token the same way as an ion token now, though? That you have to have 2 tractor beam tokens to move a medium, or 3 tractor beams to move a large? Same thing. Okay, cool.
It follows the same.
Yeah, but you can tractor beam big things now. That's
awesome.
Right,
that's awesome.
Ooh, question. Just throw it out there. Now that we know what Sabine does, is she as broken or even more broken?
Less situational.
Less. I think it's less. It's more. Well, it's more situational.
If you're going against small base ships, it can be devastating to them.
Super fucking shitty.
If you're going against medium or large base ships, some of those tokens are just going to be meh. It's like if you're going against like double falcons, let's just pull a list out there.
Yeah, you're fucked there.
It's like and that's your only method of creating ions or creating tractor beams, then she's like worthless. All she's got is the stress and whatever the other one is.
So, a lieutenant coach is asking what she does. And basically what she does is when she comes onto the battlefield, or when you present her and she's on your ship, you put an ion, a tractor, a
jam token,
and there's
stress.
one more. Stress token. If by any means a bomb detonates and puts one of those tokens onto a ship, you can take the token on Sabine and also place that on the ship that received that token.
Yeah, no. Okay, you're a little off on that.
I was close.
So I'll just read the card. After a ship suffers the effects of a friendly bomb. So it's any effect of the bomb. You may remove one of the tokens and give it to that ship. So like if
Oh shit! So you can get ioned and stressed, or ioned and jammed, or
so if you dropped like an ion bomb and it ioned somebody, you could also give them a stress.
whoa!
Are ion bombs a thing? Right, but like
Yeah.
right. So for instance, like seismic charge. That was a big one that they've discussed. Seismic charge detonates an asteroid within range 1 of it, and then anything within range 1 of that asteroid takes an effect. So essentially, like range 2 away, some ship could take a damage from the seismic charge, and you, Sabine, a
fucking stress token on it.
Yeah, either that or maybe tractor beam them closer or something. You know.
Ooh.
It
Sorts of mean
sounds
things you can do.
it sounds fun and janky, but not like super broken meta in every list.
Yep,
Exactly.
and you only get one of each of those tokens, right? So you can only do it once.
Right.
You gotta choose your opportunity. So I
Well,
like that.
you can do it 4 times, but only once with each token.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. Right.
What's with the calculation tokens anyway? What the hell's up with those things?
So calculation tokens are for they're a new token for primarily droid pilots.
Yep.
And what it does is it allow you to change one focus to a hit or an evade. Not like regular focus tokens where it changes all of them. It just changes one.
But it seems like what we've seen, it's easier to get the calculation tokens.
It is if you combine it right, it is easier to get multiple calculation tokens than it is to get multiple focus tokens. It's very thematic. That is what they were going for. If you're going to run dual IG-88s, yes, Calculate is going to be super fucking good.
Well, you can sync that with Forlom and the Miss Hunter too.
It works with Forlom.
Mhm.
It works with the Miss Hunter.
Guri.
I believe
so-
even Vader has a chance to get a Calculate token.
So
Right,
is that
so I think having those calculate tokens. So like if you can manage to get like 2 calculate tokens, I would rather have 2 calculates than 1 focus.
Then one focus, yes.
Because how often do you get focuses that is like, oh, I have an attack, I rolled 2 focuses, or like how many times have you rolled 1 focus and you're like, shit, do I spend it now or do I save it for defense? It's like, okay, I'll spend 1 calculate, save the other one for defense.
so is the calculate is that an action? There's a couple symbols on some of these cards that I'm not seeing.
Right.
Nope.
That
Calculate is an action.
Is that the one with it looks like the play symbol with the dotted line almost around it?
Nope. It looks like a little box with 2 other little boxes on the side of it.
It looks like a focus, you know, the eyeball, but it looks like a robotic eyeball.
Yep.
Yeah. It's got a box around it with a circle around it. And as Patrick would like me to point out to everyone, that our favorite Playgirl android bodyguard
Gory
is allowed to take a calculate action.
Correct.
But she also gets to take a focus action as her native ability. So that's pretty awesome. Guri's going to be, and holy shit, if anyone else didn't notice, Guri got bumped up some, I think she's what, a 5?
No, I think she's a 4.
No.
Visor is a 5.
No, I am pretty damn sure Guri's a 5.
She's better than Visor, isn't she?
I think she's equal to or as good as Shizor.
Shizor is a 4, Guri's a 5.
Oh wow.
She's better than fucking Shizor.
Well, that should have happened. So, I do like Zizor's ability of canceling 2 if he passes it off.
Welcome
nice.
to the Guri meta, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Lady and Chanelman.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Flashbacks.
Oh, and Chicago, you were asking about the action that looks like a triangle with a dotted circle around it.
Yeah, what's that?
That's reinforce.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes,
Which they gave
reinforce
to a lot more ships.
Oh my god, they gave to a ton of fucking ships.
Right, but then they kind of nerfed it because like it's no longer the front arc extends to any point being in the front. Now if you're straddling the line, like you're in the front and the back half, you count as flanking, and they can't reinforce at all. And then also,
really,
reinforce is no longer like a modification. It decreases the damage by 1 to a minimum of 1.
Right.
So you can't reinforce yourself out of being hit by an attack.
Which is what reinforce should have been the whole time.
Sure.
I like it. I'm acceptable with it now. I still don't know why this one action should be able to deflect pretty much everything other than 1 damage. But well, it doesn't reflect everything, but it just stops 1 damage, but if there's only 1 damage, it still goes through.
Right.
They could have went with something like you can't even use reinforce if you don't even have any shields. Because how are you reinforcing if your shields are missing?
No, that's a different card. You're thinking of a different card.
I get what you're saying, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about a different card. I know what card you're talking about, but I can't remember it offhand. It's not reinforce though. Reinforce pretty much says that if you got shot by a TIE fighter and he rolled 2 hits, you're going to take 1 hit.
Right.
It cancels out 1 hit.
Ouch.
Right.
What he's saying is the concept of reinforce is you're basically angling your deflectors.
Yes.
And you're reinforcing the front by angling your
There you go.
deflectors. If
All
you
right.
don't have shields, how can you angle your shields?
Yes.
That's what he's saying. So making it dependent on you actually having 1 active shield, I get what he's saying. I think that would be overcomplicating it.
Right.
Yes.
I get that. But I'm saying like in 1.0 perspective with the reinforced deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
But it's all gone now, so it's no harm, no foul.
Mm.
Okay, so Kyle, Mark, did you guys have anything else you wanted to discuss?
I was just thumbing through the different things. There's a lot of information here.
It's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. Like I'm scared, kind of.
Have you seen how many ships have the 0 stop?
Yes, that's another thing too.
That's crazy.
We're definitely gonna have to move forward with Plan A1C.
For the OCX radio stop template.
Yeah, the 0 maneuver template.
Yeah.
You just put the little box around your ship and you don't move it.
Oh, and can we pour one out for our buddy the Naked Hawk rating?
Yes. Yes.
I pour one out into your mouth.
Everyone, please raise your glasses to the Naked Hawk. It's rain. It had a good rain. It had a good run. It's now over.
Because Naked Hawks aren't terrible now.
Yeah. Naked Hawk.
Oh,
Poor guys.
I was actually just looking at all the actions on the Hawk, and it's like not bad. There's so that just to clarify, make sure I got this right. The counterclockwise arrow with the triangle, the vertical triangle inside it. That's the rotate your mobile firing arc, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So you can link the action, a focus or a acquire target. It's not a target lock, right? It's a lock.
It's a lock.
They're
It's
not target
lock.
locks anymore.
And
It's
did you
target lock.
notice that your lock matches the number on your ship? Gee, I've been doing that for 4 years. But gee, it's great. Now we don't have two tokens. We just use one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can,
I'm
so
gonna
you can coordinate
basically-
that with a focus and stuff. It's kind of cool.
I'm gonna basically go the Moldy Crow new title is bonkers fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that one.
Moldy Crow title: gain a primary weapon, like forward arc primary weapon with a value of 3. And during the end phase, do not remove up to 2 focus tokens. So it's not infinite focus stacking, and they said that banking up to 2 is good enough. They don't want you wasting time getting into battle so you can walk in with 7 focus tokens. But you get a primary weapon 3. That's awesome. So you're essentially just like the
An X-wing.
the Shadowcaster, where you have a 3 primary and a 2 turret.
Oh yes.
So
yes,
you'll be
you
walking
are.
in like
And
that.
your small base.
Small
And you
base
get 2 focuses
with a 0 stop.
with a 0 stop. Fuck. God
Yeah.
damn it.
So yeah, you can either do a 0 stop or you can go super fast, because they made the banks white and the 4 straight white, which those
Yep.
were both red before.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be a fast ship.
Well,
Yeah,
they made
well,
it fast now.
Now you can go 4 forward and red boost.
And then boost.
Yeah. So you have like a 6 forward red, essentially.
Yeah, it's fast now. She moves.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, anybody else? Kyle, anything you want to add in before you fucking sleeping beauty your ass into your chair and we have to wake you up at the end of the show and
These nachos are amazing.
You're making Ryan
Oh.
Ledford jealous right now.
Making me jealous.
You're making me jealous. Yeah, fuck. I wish I had some nachos.
Oh yeah, I haven't eaten yet either. So
Yeah. Why do you think I'm eating Cheetos and fucking salt and nut rolls?
ooh, salted nut rolls.
I know. I'm pretty much burned through the store's reserves. What I would like to bring up is this app and the fact that could have X-Wing 1.0 been saved by this app, and 2, is the app going to cause a lot more uproar in the local community than was previously had?
No. Why would it?
Because they have the okay, so we'll skip the first part. I bring that up because we scream and holler a lot. Not necessarily us here, but forums, Reddit, some podcasts, stuff like that. They scream a lot. This needs to be changed. This is dumb. This is not X-Wing, blah blah blah. And we've seen that FFG does cave to those standards. It's just they did it a lot slower, right? They had to do it through an FAQ. They had to do it through this and that.
Right. So you're worried that the community bitching level is going to skyrocket in hopes that they're heard.
With the fact that they're able to change things on the fly as fast as they can with the app, I'm worried that the bitching level / worriedness of FFG
The knee-jerk reaction.
is going to be a knee-jerk reaction every time. I read an article on the Bell of Lost Souls. I cannot, for the life of me, right now, tell you who the author was, but he had a very good point when it came up to 1.0 versus 2.0, and it was: would we ever have had? And the one thing that stood out from this article was: would we ever have had the X7 title if it was not for the community bitching for a defender fix? Would the development team taken the time to make that title if they could have just point costed it lower in what is now going to be the
Nope.
app.
I'm going to disagree with that statement mainly because they had a bunch of product that they wanted to sell. So it was only beneficial for them to do something that would get people to buy the product that they made.
But at the same time, if you have this app out there, right? What if you made defenders 20 points?
Fixed. Right? That's same thing,
Without giving them the X7 title, what if they just went, okay, here's our hot patch for the app. Defenders are, the generic defenders are now 20 points.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of the app is they're able to make changes like that and on the fly to balance the game
Right.
without reprinting a bunch of stuff.
What he's arguing is that is it gonna kind of put a hold on creativity because they're able to just say, oh, we're gonna fix this thing by just adjusting the points, or are they gonna come out and say, hey, we're gonna take this ship that's unused and give it something interesting so that it's like more interesting to use, and maybe adjust the points.
Right.
Okay,
that was his ultimate point there, where it was. Are you limiting creativity?
I'm going to say Chico said that much better than you, Coach. Just so you know.
I set the table. He's the one that carves the turkey. That's how this has been run for a long time, Chicago.
Or if the
I get a lot of credit for it, but he's ultimately the one with the knife.
I could see that. I could see, I think that it allows them. I'm going to say no. I don't think that'll stem creativity. I see that. I think an argument can be made for it, but I think as a counterpoint, I think they have more opportunity to focus on creativity instead of trying to fix things because it's easier to fix things. So instead of worrying about how are we going to balance this game as much because they can balance it much easier, that there'll be the opportunity to, with their new development stuff and new cards and new ships coming out, that we'll see better content moving forward. I'm hoping. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I think that they'll be able to put more creativity in future work than having to put all of their creativity into fixing past work.
Right. So I think you have a valid discussion point, but I would say that I think the result of this is going to trend more towards the positive for the whole game.
No, and I agree with like what Chico said. It's going to let them focus on future shit instead of like, there's that one guy like, oh my god, the fucking forums are blowing about this again, and like this is a problem because this is the tournament data, blah blah blah. And they're like, fuck it, make it 20 points more expensive because we're gonna work on this shit instead. The X7 was revolutionary for the Defender. It was one of those titles that was just like, holy shit! It made a huge pendulum swing.
Yep.
And it was you had to literally come. I mean, that was creative the way they did it. I think
arguably it was too far.
But the problem was they had to nerf it anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I really like how they worded that in the new card on the full throttle on the on the Defender card. I think they did that well.
I mean, another side note is I really love the way they're going with the Empire, particularly, where ships have native abilities built into them because that's what the Empire was about. Like, this ship does this. There's no reason for this ship to be in this sector if it doesn't need to do this. I thought for design ability, like, you just take the bomber alone. You could have 3 different bomber titles, and it doesn't... I mean, that's it. Like, you're good. It's just baked into the whole thing. I don't think the days of title cards adding things onto existing ships are gone. It does limit it a little bit, but
Hey, so can we talk about the Empire real quick? There's a couple things. I don't know if you guys touched on this yet, but
We have not. Go ahead.
So one thing I noticed is auto thrusters. That's totally new definition of auto thrusters. Completely different.
Right. Yeah.
The card reads, after you perform an action, you may perform a red barrel roll or red boost action.
Mhm.
That's well, I guess you don't have to worry about turrets as much, but that's a game changer in how game changer. Sorry, and how auto thrusters are used.
The beauty of auto thrusters now is that that's how that ship's supposed to perform.
Right, I like it better. I almost wish they had called it something else though, just because.
Yeah, I know. We're all gonna have auto thrusters in our head, and we're like, oh no, I gotta re-roll this bitch. And
That's
like,
gonna be auto thruster PTSD.
Yeah. And the other Empire thing I noticed is Palpatine is, I think, a big nerf to Palp.
Oh, there's
think
things
so.
they boosted and there's things they dropped.
Yep.
Like true, its ability to change a value has been nerfed because it's basically that one die focus that you get. But then it got a buff because you get to use it with infinite knowledge again.
And there's no range.
Yeah,
and there's no range, but it's also only during an attack, so you can't modify.
Really?
Bomb. Yeah, it
Oh,
says when
shit.
another friendly ship defends or performs an attack.
I think
And
you just said it right there.
Yep.
But you can't use it on like rocks, bombs,
Rocks. Yeah, all those other times, because before it was anytime you roll a die.
damage cards. Of course, there's really no rolling for damage cards
It's
anymore,
like,
is there?
good.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
completely okay with that change.
I'm
Yep,
very okay with Palpatine right now.
Yeah, it just depends on how many points they assign to it, I guess. They
Right.
still got it as a double crew slot, which I guess I'm not against too
Yeah.
much, but I feel like it's been balanced, that's for sure. And it's probably
I think
somewhere
Palp is where he should be. I think where he is right now is where he should. Yeah, I think it's a very comfortable Palp range.
If I can interrupt here real quick, it's 11 o'clock and I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. So I'm going to bail, guys. It's been a pleasure, as always. Good seeing you all. And I'm out of here.
Mark, you got any shout-outs?
Hornet Squadron, thanks for having me on. It was a good time. And, thanks to you guys, as always.
I'll let you go with the Hornet Squadron thing. Like, they basically took over my fucking groupies page and kicked me out of my own groupies page. But that's cool because I kind of deserved it. But, we all love those guys. So I'll let it slide.
Okay. Thanks. Anyway, we'll see y'all
on their show, Mark. Hope you had as much fun as I did because
I had a good time.
I don't really remember much of my show.
I didn't take it over or anything.
Oh, okay.
I want to see how cute of a pumpkin you turn into, Mark.
Yeah, come on.
Good night, guys.
Night, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
Good night.
Good night, Mark.
Yes. Anyone else have any nitpicky stuff? Before we up this bitch out?
Real quick, what's a green token?
Ooh,
tokens that are green.
Good question. That's
But what if you have orange focus tokens because you got them from another vendor?
Well,
is it just a focus or an evade or
focus, evade, and reinforce are the ones that I
reinforce? Okay. So when it says unless they choose, like I'm reading Darth Vader's card, unless they choose to remove one green token, so they just got to remove a token of the green nature.
Which we're all assuming that Wes Jansen's ability is the same, but only instead of like it says remove all tokens. We're assuming that reinforce is in there as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Wes Jansen is a 6, though. That would be interesting. As for green, it looks like they've covered their bases with labeling the tokens color wise. So like Crackshot pretty much gets rid of every green token, or no, Crackshot's not that, but the green token language tells me that they fixed reinforce. Like it is not totally immutable to some ships, which is good. And boy, I guess I'll just keep talking.
Yeah, go for that.
Woo!
You guys know me better than this. I leave a pause. You better fill it. Otherwise, I'm going to take over.
I was stunned that you left a pause.
Right? I'm growing. We're a year old. I am learning, and I am becoming more of an adult. Whatever that means.
I don't believe it.
I don't either.
We ready to yubn up this?
Oh, we got to do shout outs first.
We have to
Yes.
do shout-outs. I have a couple of shout-outs that I would like to say. But,
Excellent.
in honor of everyone else, Chicago, any shout-outs? I think your beard deserves a shout-out.
Yeah, it's been looking good lately, I think.
It's not looking good. Like, that thing
Oh.
needs to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to the
That is-
Montana beard.
like, you are fucking Teen Wolfing the shit out of that one right now.
I like it. I don't like shaving, so that's
Not like you fucking
It
listen to
does.
anything I say anyways.
no. Why would I do that?
I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Quite honestly, no, I don't have any good shout outs other than normal lame stuff to the whole community, and shout out to all our listeners, and thanks for playing.
Don't
Having
forget
fun.
to stroke the Patreons.
Yeah.
Yeah, stroke that Patreon a little bit. Stroke it. Oh, fuck.
Kyle, any shout outs?
Kyle,
Yes.
you're up.
I do have some shout outs. I wanted to give a giant shout out to our good friend down south named A.A. Ron Bonner, aka Bon Bon,
Bon.
for opening up Sparta Bar and Grill down in Lincoln, Nebraska. The place looks amazing. It's a place where you can get food on one side, play games on the other with a bar. It's
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on this shout out. This is Aaron Bonner's kind of fruition of his ultimate dream of what a game / bar / grill should be, and I am very confident. I'm actually heading down there hopefully soon to go take a look at it. But this is probably what you guys might be seeing in the next 10 years in every major market in the United States.
Sparta's taking over the United States.
Sparta Bar and Grill will probably take it over, and it is literally a gamer's paradise. You can do everything you want. It's gonna be fantastic. In fact, I was told that every Wednesday night you will be at a bar and watching the OCX radio podcast on a live stream on one of their TVs.
Awesome.
Putting that in there, Bonner. Contractually in there. Got it. Any other shout outs?
I got
just
one.
wanted to- oh, hold on.
I'm talking to Kyle.
Yeah,
Chico.
Kyle.
I just wanted to finish up with another thank you to the Patreons and all of our listeners. Because, like I said before, I think on the last podcast, we still wouldn't be here a year if we didn't have enough people that would listen to us. I don't know. I think we'd still get on and waste our time talking to nobody. But it's good to know that there's people that want to listen.
I don't think anybody remembers anything that happened last episode.
Oh, I vaguely remember. I
remember drinking.
I remember starting drinking, but I woke up with pajamas on in my bed the next day, so somehow I'd gotten there. So that was a success.
I remember waking up at 2:30 in the morning on my couch in the store and going, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, my wife's gonna kill me, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck." And then nothing happened. So she must have been super fucking tired. Win for me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Chico?
Okay, so my shout out goes out to Michael McGee, who simultaneously managed to insult every content creator that X-Wing has ever had, and also bring them together to start creating an OC or an X-Wing opoly. And it's going to be wonderful. But yeah, he came out like, I don't know what crawled up his ass, but he decided to make this meme and post it just fucking everywhere.
Oh my god, it was fantastic.
It was
Holy
crazy.
shit.
Like, nothing you do matters. Thanks.
It was so. How did it go? It was if you think you're, and then it was a blank, and he filled in X-wing famous. Something. Remember that it's only Monopoly money, and you're never
being
fucking
famous in
shitty.
X-Wing is like being rich in Monopoly. It's not real, so calm down. Like,
and oh my god, it would have been nothing because he posted on the OCX Facebook page first. But like a fucking boss, he posted it everywhere.
fucking everywhere.
Oh my god. Productivity amongst X-Wing players went to 0 for the rest of the day.
And everybody just started arguing about what the most famous X-Wing group should be in a Monopoly board. And
now,
it was amazing.
To be fair, we did put Michael in a timeout on the OCX groupies page. But the fuck, I had to pull him out because at the end of the day, I couldn't have been more proud on all. There were so many stupid ass posts on that one. Oh, it was great. Yeah. It was great. So I will double that shout out to Michael. He also downed a Budweiser, the fastest that I've ever seen a man drink a Budweiser. That was a long time ago.
All right.
Anything else, Chico?
That's all I got.
I'll bring up the rear as my first shout out. I would like to shout out to Morton. Let's see if I can get his full name here. Okay, damn it. No, that's not working. All right. Morton Holmsgaard Christensen. I believe he's from the nether regions.
God damn it.
I'm gonna broadly just throw that one out there. So Morton got a hold of me on Facebook, and he was like, "Coach, what is the Jabba meta list? Because I'm really interested in running that for my store championships." And then I went, "Yay!" So I gave him the list, and he tried to argue with me on a couple of things. I says, "No, just you'll get it once you run it a couple of times on why this is the way it is." And it turns out that Morton went 4-1 in his store championship and placed third. I believe he said there was more than like 10 people. I think it was a 30-person store championship. So he says it is super fun, and it is the style that I play. It is way better than Harpoon Bosk, and I have to agree with him because it is. So yay for me, yay for Jabba. That's awesome. I'm glad in the
maybe
nether
Jabba
region,
will actually be good in 2.0.
He's not gonna be. And if they have countermeasures as the same, then Jabba's gonna be fucking awesome.
or glitter crack.
Oh no! Wait! Somebody tried to lie to me in the groupies chat that Jabba works on all upgrade charges. He doesn't. It's just illicit.
Right.
So unless Glitter Sim's still the same, Bosk got knocked down a little bit, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see how it rolls. But Asajj got nerfed as fuck, so I'm not super happy about that. But I had my own Kyle moment. Somebody took my list and did very well, better than I did, with the old Java meta.
Oh.
I know. It brought a tear to my eye too when I first read it. So, Morton, thank you very much for both listening and running Java Meta.
I took Ryan Staniszewski's list and did better than him because I went undefeated in my tournament. So,
fuck it on Topsky. What?
It's totally comparable. But before we go, did you see that they announced for system opens they will be giving out 2.0 swag?
Yes.
And they showed one of them. It's the title for Slave 1.
Yeah.
Like full art. Like
no.
I'm really excited about how that looks.
Yeah, I need you to steal. I mean, legit fucking steal an extra copy of those for me. So
yeah, guess how many system opens I'm going to for the rest of the year? None.
I mean, I didn't say if you were going. I mean, legit, like fucking Ocean's 11 that shit and go fucking steal me some.
I'm trying to convince some of the people going to Origins to steal them. Or maybe I just need to call up Cascade and be like, hey, come on, hook me up.
It's me. You know, come on.
It's a me, a Chico.
It's a me, a Chico. It's a me, a Chico. Oh shit! You just got a new intro. Fuck. Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I have one more shout out. And I want to shout out to our groupies. It is mind-boggling how family-oriented we all are because we rarely talk about fucking X-Wing in the groupies chat. It's like somebody's gonna die. Holy shit! Best wishes to you, Padre. Oh no, he made it through. Okay, awesome. Man, I got a sunburnt the other day. Check out the size of my fucking spider in my bathtub. It is literally everywhere. I would like to boast that no other podcast has a group like we have. It is growing. I like that. It is always interesting to see when new members join the group because I feel like there's a small initiation fee when you join the actual OCX groupies page. But I want to give a huge shout out to all those guys. A lot of them have been on the show and they know us personally. A lot of them aren't on the show and literally just contact us through the groupies page. I want to make everyone in that tight little group that we've formed up. We super appreciate you guys. It may be on mute for like 8 hours when we start the day, but yeah. It's always nice to see 99 plus messages on that group page, especially for, I mean, for some of our overseas people. They're like, it's like waking up to a fucking soap opera. Like, man, I almost have to scroll up just to see what happened.
No, you never scroll up.
Scrolling
up is a mistake.
Don't scroll up. But I just want to give a shout out to all those people. A lot of them are Patreons, but a lot of them aren't, and we accept you if you are or not. We appreciate the Patreons a lot. We are working very hard on trying to get the next thing going. We have a lot of ideas. Some are very close to being done, and some are like we're waiting for 2.0 to kind of flush out a little bit before we start sending those out. But don't be worried if you are a Patreon member, or if you would like to become a Patreon member. We have a ton of stuff to give out, guys. Some of it's
be more.
Yeah, some of it's 1.0 stuff. Some of it's just like fun stuff, like koozies, and hopefully like target locks. Even though they're not target locks anymore, we're just gonna have locks. We're just gonna be like, oh shit,
Just
we should
bottle
just
caps with numbers on them.
we should just be like, "This my bitch," locks, and color code them.
Okay.
You my bitch. All right, yeah, okay. We're anyway. I believe that is going to bring us one more thing. I know we have not done this in a long time, and I feel really bad about it. And it's one of the things that our listeners really liked was the bad list submissions.
How are you gonna rate them now, though?
I know we're gonna have
I
to
don't know
like.
what to do.
We'll just like figment imagination naked hawk them, like minus Moldy Crow and I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to come up with a whole new system, but that
Okay.
will be the fun part of 2.0. Is we'll have a new shitty ass ship to rate all of them against. But yes, the bad list submissions we're going like don't stop sending them to us because we are going to try to get back into that. We got a little crazy with a lot of guests and a lot of stuff, but we're gonna get back to our roots, baby, and we're gonna be bringing back the bad submission list. So
Only bad 2.0 submission lists.
yes, if you can come up with a bad list 2.0 list, that'd be awesome because we'll totally price point the shit out of that out of existence. Maybe that's what we should do.
How many points do you really think we should?
How many points do you think this ship will be? Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Okay, we'll keep that on the back burner. But if you would like to send us a 1.0 or a 2.0 bad list submission, please send that to ocxradio@gmail.com.
And make sure you CC feedback@backtodials.com.
Yes, we're gonna make that like a special bonus. Like if you CC feedback@backtodials.com,
You move up.
we're gonna pretend promise to give you something, but it's more of like your enjoyment as it is ours. Just to, because I don't think those guys are getting a lot of love over there, so we're gonna just pass that on. So please send your bad list submissions to ocxradio@gmail.com. CC feedback@backtodials.com. If you have any complaints, love letters, or anything else along those lines, those can also CC same place.
Just scream it as loud as possible as you can on Gold Squadron streams, Twitch. Like
yes, if you can do
we'll
one
see
of
it, I
those,
promise.
if you could do one of those Facebook like voice metering things where you just send an MP3 to Gold Squadron, just like I fucking love OCX, and then just that's it, and just send it to Dion. He'll appreciate it. He's a fan as well.
Okay.
For all of us at OCX Radio, including Brett the Chicago Plazic,
Yo.
Kyle. Wow, this is weird going in reverse order. Kyle the Sloot Stews.
Mm,
Do you mean?
nope. Surprisingly enough, I caught a second win. So good to go.
Chris Chico Brown. And he's just waving at you all that can't see through the radio. And as for me, Aaron the Coach Crawl, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to the OCX Radio podcast. And we're going to send this up to the Yub Noob.
Yum nub.
Ooh-la-loo!
Yum,
Yub Noob. Oh, nub, nub.
Nub nub.
This was probably the soberest we've ever been all night.
It was pretty
absolutely.
fucking sober.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we don't lose Patreons.
Because we did almost a sober show.
Sobercast.
Yeah.
The more they get screwed, the more we drink.
And go to work
That's how that works.
without a hangover on a Thursday morning.
It's not like it's anything new because we've been doing it for a year.
So evidently, I ruined hockey for one of my good friends. She was
motherfucker.
she's like a Super Lightnings fan, so I've been trolling her all week.
Fuck that! You're fine then.
That the Capitals were going to win, and then the Capitals did win, and then our local team was in Game 7 of their series, and they were up 3-1 with 8 minutes left in the third. And I sent her a message saying, "There's no way they can lose," in all capital letters and a winky face. They lost in overtime.
That's such a fucking Predators move. That's such.
I'm a monster.
Well, all right. Good night, gents. And
Good
listen.
night, Kyle.
You know, Kyle.
Do the audacity.
Can we actually do show notes next week?
Hey, yeah, we should do show notes. Are you coming Friday night?
What?
Kyle.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay.
What's Friday night?
You can bring your kid and your spouse to my house, and we're watching The Lion King in the backyard.
Oh,
I will be there. Start driving now.
All you have to do is drive to Chicago, catch a flight. We'll pick you up in Fort Dodge, and we might do that.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
why would he fly to
projections.
Fort Dodge? Why would he fly to Fort Dodge from Chicago?
Because it's cheaper than fucking driving from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Orange City, Iowa.
No, I doubt that. Faster, but probably not cheaper.
Dude, you can fly from there for $50.
From Fort Dodge.
From Fort Dodge to Chicago, it's $50. That's on the
not
weekend.
bad at all.
If you go during if you fly out on Tuesday, it's $25.
That
No
seems
shit.
ridiculous.
I've done it. I've flown to St. Louis for $25 and flown back for $25. Cost me $50 to fly to St. Louis.
Huh.
Air Choice 1.
Sounds like somebody I would put all of my confidence into.
It's actually pretty cool. Like they have like luxury seats and shit like that. It's an 8-person flight. It's kind of neat. They get away with it because they get A, government funding, and B, they have clients that they have to fly every day. And they're like, well, why don't I just buy a bigger fucking plane? The company basically pays for the gas anyway, and they make a profit on anybody who flies.
It's a private charter.
It's a private charter. It's fantastic. They fly to Minneapolis, Chicago, and St. Louis.
Huh. Cool.
It's awesome. It is a legit kind of a fun play. Until you get caught in a snowstorm and you fly halfway to your destination. They're like, yeah, I can't see anymore. We're turning back. You're like, fuck you. Land the goddamn plane on the highway.
Like, land, damn it.
I've had enough of St. Louis. The town is a shithole, and I want to go home to Orange City. But they didn't. They flew me back to fucking St. Louis. And my sister had to pick us up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever.
Cool story.
It was fun.
Okay. I think I'm going to stop this broadcast.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.